On everybody. Look who the hell I got on here. The man, the myth, the legend, Eric Maris. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I don't know about all that on the introduction, but I'm here.
I don't know, man. I've heard some rumors, so let me turn my camera here a little bit. That away. Why is it? It seems like we're so. These shots are so big for some reason. I don't know why. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
All right, now turn it out the other way. There we go. All right. Well, cheers, everybody. Thank you for hopping on here this Monday night. It's a little game. We wanted Eric and I wanted to do a blind here at some point, and figured this would be the best time. I know we're both busy, but this is a good time for him, and so it's gonna be the Price is Right blind. So this is something too that I like to kind of continue on and have some people on the channel and do this. Let me turn this notification thing off really quick here. It's pissing me off. Okay. All right. So for tonight's Price is Right, we have 5 blind samples here, and we have to put the correct sample within the correct price point. And the price points are under $30, under $70, under $100, under $150, and then above $150. So those are the 5 price points for tonight. And then as we taste through, we're going to kind of guess where they land within the price range. So should be a lot of fun. I also have some giveaways tonight, guys. Some pretty nice giveaways here. And then I'll get into saying hi to some people here. So for tonight, I completely forgot last month's Patreon bottle giveaway. I had it all on the wheel and completely forgot about it. So I have 2 giveaways for tonight. I have last month's and I have this month's giveaway for the Patreon members. So one of the giveaways, this is the Smoke Eye Hill. This is their standard release Smoke Eye Hill, not the barrel proof release. This is the standard release Smoke Eye Hill. And the other bottle that I'm going to give away is when the Old Dominic holding stations go on sale, the Turkapalooza. I will buy the winner of that a bottle of this. So the Smoke Eye Hill and the Old Dominic are going to be up for grabs through the Dusty Dan Patreon page. And then tonight's giveaway, for every $5 super chat, I have 3 sample packs, and then I have a bottle that I'm going to give away for the holidays. So the first sample pack is going to be a sample of the Barrels for Hope, Nashville Barrel Company. I'm also going to do a sample of the Barrels for Hope Knob Creek, which recently just was delivered, and that's actually a really, really good pour. That's a very, very good Knob Creek, slightly off profile. So that's going to be one sample pack. The other sample pack is going to be a Disco Series 12 sample, and then a sample of the Old Dominic. And then the third sample pack is going to be a sample of the Old Dominic and a sample of the Four Roses 2024. And then tonight's bottle giveaway is going to be a bottle of the Sonic Boom. We are doing a bottle of the Sonic Boom giveaway, Nashville Barrel Company collaboration. The Sonic Boom is going to be the bottle giveaway tonight. Every $5 super chat gets you guys entered in to win. And I will start tracking that for anyone who cares to super chat. So with that said, let me say hi to some folks down here. We got Randall Erickson in the house. Says, "Come on down. You're the next contestant on Dusty Dan's Price Right. I hope you get to spin the wheel. Cheers, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Good to see you. Whiskey Nose. What's up, Marty? Cheers, buddy. EJ in the house. Aloha and cheers. Callie Drams. What's up, buddy? Cheers, man. Dave Vogelsing's in the house. Cheers, man. Good to see you. Russ L's in the house. Cheers, Russ. Good to see you as well, my friend. The Bourbon Jerk. What's up, buddy? Cheers, man. Dave Vogelsang has tried that Murray Hill batch 4 he sent me. I heard that one's good, man. Whiskey knows. Let's see who else we got in here. Tom Shanley, what's up, buddy? Larry 3R, cheers, man. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Danny Bear Sports Highlights, cheers. Happy Monday. That's right. Drifting Drams in the house. They're going to pop on here in a little bit. Richie Z. You look like brothers. We might be, man. We might be brothers.
Could be.
Drifting Drams. Richie Z. Randall Anderson. Russell. Sugar Kitty. What is going on, Sugar Kitty? Big Vic's in the house. Cheers, Vic. Hit that like button. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you, man. Had a good time doing that pick with you the other night. That was a fun time. Man, I tell you, that cigar got me buzzed up last night or whatever it was, whatever we did it. Woo! Man, I was feeling good leaving my house, buddy. Old Dom has my name. Has my name. Send it. All right, Vic. We'll see, buddy. Jeff Perkins, cheers, man. Good to see you. Let's see here. Different trades. A lot of people saying hi to people. The Bourbon Jerk, the first $10 super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. You are in it to win it. Let's see. And I do have some coins, guys. They're gonna be purchased here very shortly, but that is going to be one of the slogans on there is going to be in it to win it, man. Cheers, Bourbon Jerk. Thank you for that, my friend. Cheers, buddy. Whiskey Uncensored. Are
these coins big enough?
They're going to be this time. They're going to be big enough this time.
Okay.
They're not going to be ice chips. Cheers, Benjamin. Dave Vogel saying with the $10 super chat says Sonic Boom. Cheers, Dave. Appreciate that, man. You are in it to win it as well, my friend. 2 entries from Dave. JG in the house. Whiskey cheers. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. Katie Turk. We got both of them in the chat. All right. Dave Vogel saying Jeff Perkins says, so is Arizona Hoops going to be the rough one this year, JG? No. Randall Erickson with a $20 super chat says, let's spend the kids' Christmas present money. Socks for the kiddies this year. Cheers, man. That's funny. You are in it to win it, my friend. 4 entries for you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. Jay Sells, what's going on, John? Good to see you, bud. It looks like we are caught up on chat. All right. Some people slowly kind of rolling. And Eric, do you want to do a control pour before we get into this bad boy?
I've had my control pour.
Oh shit, man! I'm behind.
So.
I'm behind. Let me sip on something here real quick.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, you always gotta have something. Come on.
All right. All right. We're going to do the old Dominic, guys. So the old Dominic, this is going to be releasing here very soon, potentially this Friday. Not 100% sure. Waiting to that to be approved, okayed, validated, whatever you want to call it. And if so, like I said, it'll be through a couple different channels, pages. It'll be through mine, through Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Drifting Drams. I believe the Mash and Drum is going to have it on there on his as well. So, and the price, if I'm not mistaken, was I think $65. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, it's $65. But I think they're trying to work out some other kind of deal with some shipping and stuff like that to make it a bundle to buy some other stuff. So we're gonna crack this tonight, guys. This is the pick that we did again with Hello Again Whiskey Friends and the Turks and Jason from the Mash and Drum, and this was actually really, really good. This is one of the last some of the last MGP barrels that they had before they turn it over to their own stuff. So. Cheers to you all. Happy Monday night. I know, Eric, you already got your control pour down, but cheers, man. Good to see you. Thanks for hopping on here, buddy. Got to wet the whistle a little bit. God damn, that's good.
What's the stats on that thing, Dan?
Huh?
What's the stats on that thing?
It's 8 years old. 111.6 proof. And like I said, it is their single barrel straight bourbon whiskey of their holding station. Again, this is the last of the MGP barrels that we had. It is a high rye. It's not the highest rye mash bill, but it is 52% corn, 44% rye, and then 4% malted barley.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
And it's like you get this night for me. I get this like apricot note kind of on the front of the palate, and then in the middle of the palate, that spice starts to kind of build up from that rye. But that's where like this raspberry kind of blueberry fruitiness kind of comes in, and into the back, that spice kind of lingers and kind of pulls that fruitiness down a little bit of some sweet oak there into the back. It's good, man. It's damn good.
Nice.
Damn good. Yeah, 65-ish. Yep. Okay. Sorry, guys. Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Sandeep Chima's in the house. Peter B's in the house. What's up, Peter? Good to see you. Damaris, what happened to your awesome medieval background wall?
That's the wizard stays over on that side. His lights are real bright, so I gotta keep the camera pointed this way. It's still there though, just to the right of me.
Sandeep says, "Happy Thanksgiving, everybody! Cheers, man! Cheers, Sandeep." Tom Shanley with a $10 super chat says, "In it to win it. Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Turkey Day, man." Thank you, Tom. Appreciate that super chat, my friend. That 44% rye mash bill. Yeah, that's the goodie. Dan, I swear to God, if you don't clip what you just said and make it into a short, I'm going to be upset. I don't know what I said. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Do you remember what I said?
Either.
I don't know. Say it, Jonathan. Say it. Say it. What did I say? I don't remember. Lizard streaming. Yeah, this is it. I'm trying to think of what it reminds me of, and I'm not sure I can put it up against something. The spiciness from it, so say not maybe that Remus High Rye, the highest rye. I mean, I forget what the mash bill is on that, but I really like that blueberry kind of raspberry note that I get on the middle of the palate on this one. That is very unique. It's really, really good. Is Eric Dutchy Dan's stunt double?
No, I don't have as much chest hair. I could never pull it off.
Oh, the tasty notes. I got you, John. I can try to go back and clip it.
Yeah, I have a smoke wagon that's I think it's a 51 corn, 39 rye, and then 10% malted barley. That's a little bit similar to what you're describing there with the fruit notes and the spice and everything. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's nice because it kind of gives you that lighter kind of red fruit notes, and it kind of gives you a twist on that, like the darker kind of fruit notes too, with some of those like blueberries in there, and then that spiciness kind of just like pulls it back with some of that sweet oak in there, man. It's really good. Really good. All right, guys, for those of you just hopping on, again, we're going to play the Price is Right blind. No, we don't have any of the cool little games that go along with it, but Eric selected some price points to go by, and it's $30 and under, $70 and under, $100 and under, $150 and under, and then $150 and over. Again, blind, and we'd have to put the correct sample with the correct price point. So we're going to see how well we do.
How are you feeling going into this, Dan?
Huh?
I said, how are you feeling going into this?
No fucking idea.
That's what I'm going to say. I got no idea how this is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, this kind of covers a very wide spectrum of whiskey here. So, I know you told me you sent me all bourbon. I have mostly bourbon, and then one that is not a bourbon in there. So
well, I figured that would be
be
easiest.
Huh?
I figured it would be easiest if I sent all bourbon for you to kind of compare.
Yeah, I probably
to
sort of did
apples.
that too, but I wasn't thinking, I guess, on my
That's all right. But I feel like price is a very subjective thing as well, too. So it's kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, well, for the most part, I mean, they may fluctuate a little bit here and there for the most part, but
but you
I
have
think
like your good values and stuff like that that hit above their price point, and then you always have something that like, oh, it's not worth the money. So I mean, it really, even with the price windows and everything like that, I feel like that's a wide range of what you can get in there.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it is subjective, but I mean, at the end of the day, I guess if we're close, one of these bottles may be $15 more in some other market. You know what I mean? So that
yeah.
might happen. That might happen. But Gary Franchi, what is up, Gary? I'm just hopping on. Do thanks for the recap. No problem, Gary. And then Gary, I got to reach out to you too. I'll reach out to you on or through text about something too. So. Eric, Eric, I am your father. Says Randall Erickson. Let's see here. Tim, okay. Let me see if I can. Let me try something here really quick, guys. There's a banner. Okay, hold on. I got a banner here. Hold on. I got to type over top these glasses though. And okay. Cool. Drag to move around. Is that banner moving or no?
Seems like it's just there.
Okay, I'll just keep it there then. That's fine. All right. Where's my chat? There it is.
Maybe if you don't have text that stretches longer than the length of the screen, maybe it doesn't scroll.
Yeah, good call. That literally just reaches the end of the screen there. Cheers, Shayla. Good to see you. Let me try something famous last words from Dan. I'm still trying to learn the old Streamlabs, man. There's way too many features on this damn thing. So if the price is subjective, would you care to pay my whiskey bill for the year, Eric Damaris?
Not sure I can pay my own whiskey bill sometimes.
Oh, goodness. There, but stationary. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I think it can stay stationary. I mean, that's all I had to type in there anyway. So,
do you feel like you're buying differently these days, Dan? Like,
I mean, for me, it's kind of for me, it's a little different. Because I do like to buy some of the older stuff, which I'll say I've kind of slowed down a little bit on that, just due to the amount that I have. And kind of been more geared towards like I got a Barrel King membership, so I go with them. I'm still getting bottles from Barrels for Hope, and then I do kind of find myself buying more single barrel stuff, and then obviously there's those standard releases that you're gonna get, like the Wild Turkey 70th and the Elijah Craig's and. Jigs was nice enough to grab me one of the rare breed barrel proofs that's non-chill filtered. So,
nice.
Yeah. So stuff like that. I feel like I'm kind of gearing myself towards more so than like just other stuff. I mean, there's some stuff from like Seal Box I've recently just grabbed that I want to try to review before the end of the year. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I bought a Russell's 15. Probably going to try to find a backup of that, but definitely feel like the buying is more kind of concentrated now and not so broad, because before it was just like buy. And now it's just, I feel like it's just time to slow down a little bit and try to drink through some of the shit that I have right now, because I have way too much. So
I hear you. I feel like I'm a bit pickier these days. Like what I'm willing to buy to become that's narrowed a little bit more than like when you're in that buy mood.
Yes.
Where but I don't know. I feel like things have kind of changed too. Like you have to be that way, because there's a lot of stuff out there that is super expensive that maybe is not justified.
Agree. And I mean, we were talking about this on one of the other streams. It's just it's become oversaturated, man. And there's a fatigue, right? There's a money fatigue, and there's a buying fatigue, right? You get so many single barrels, and it's just like, man, like, when am I going to be able to get into this one? And then I find myself buying stuff, and then sometimes it takes like going through and looking at some of the stuff in the other room. I haven't tasted it in months and months, right? So it's just, it's just you get tired after a little while of so many different releases coming out, and it does become hard to keep up with things, because I mean it's not the cheapest, so it can be a fairly expensive hobby depending on which avenue you go down. So
now,
JG with a super chat. Thank you, JG. What's that, buddy?
With the Dusty stuff, has the secondary market for that kind of softened a bit, or?
It's softened slightly. I mean, there's not a lot of flex within some of that stuff, but finding stuff outside of the secondary, you obviously get a much, much better price. I mean, there's some stuff on the secondary that I'll grab depending on what it is. If I can find a bottle that can fit into a little collection of one of the bottles that I have, then I might grab one. Or, but I'm still out there looking for estate sales and trying to go that kind of route. So, and I mean, it's out there. It's just, not a ton, because there's so many people out there looking for stuff now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to find those widows where their husbands died and they have all this, old whiskey sitting around, and you're just going to comfort them and then come and swoop it up right then.
No. I would never do that. You just at least got to be fair with them at that point, right? You got to have some kind of sympathy.
Yeah.
ASMR Whiskey, cheers. Good to see you. Travis Robeson's in the house as well. Cheers. Skimmy's in the house. Cheers. Shred, what's up, man? Cheers, buddy. Double Dan's. Cheers, man. Good to see you, buddy. Dave Vogel saying, let's see. Jeffrey Whack is in the house. What's up, Jeff? Jeff from Hello Again Whiskey Friends was again a big part of that the pick here, the old Dominic pick. So all three guys were able to make that. So it's a lot of fun. That was a damn fun pick. And this is really good. We all blinded it the other night against similar MGP profiles from NBC, and then some from Backbone. Do not attempt to adjust your screen. Oh, goodness.
I don't think that we look that much alike, Dan. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, we both have beards, and we're, other than that. I did almost wear a similar shirt to that, though. That would have really thrown things off. For sure.
That would have been funny.
Yeah.
That guy is whack. Sugar Kitty. Man, I feel like I'm pickier on what I buy these days. Also, I bought twice as many bottles as last year. That's how it works sometimes, man. And I mean, obviously we're in the heart of, allocation season, and who knows what else is going to drop, at this point, but you're too kind, if not delusional. NH this weekend, still thinking about it. Dan, the economy has shifted a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely. I mean, that's always going to be a big part in buying. You know what I mean? Is the state of the economy always? And again, I mean, there's so much whiskey out there, and I mean, some of these companies like Bardstown Bourbon Company is just. To think about the amount of whiskey that they have sitting in those barrels is just, it's mind blowing, right? Like that's going to be enough whiskey to who knows how long, but I bought several bottles from them when they put the line on, but there you go. Unicorn prices seem a little soft now. Yeah, Sandeep. I mean, there was some stuff. I was flipping around before this last auction ended, looking at some of the stuff. I mean, the biggest issue with Unicorn is the hammer fee, and then you still got to pay for shipping, and then the buyer's fee and all that kind of stuff. And it ends up being like 30 some percent tacked on to whatever that price of the bottle is. So, but yes, I do agree that there are much softer prices on Unicorn as compared to a while ago. Gary French. Cedar Ridge bourbons are great for the price for a small distiller. Yeah. The Cedar Ridge Double Oak's great. Paul P. Cheers, man. Good to see you. You got whiskey. You got a date. Hey, that's what I'm saying. Dusty Dan's window service. Window service. That's a window service. You got whiskey. You got a date. That's funny. You guys brothers from another mother? We might be, man. We might be. Darrell Stewart's in the house. Cheers, Darrell. We got the same DNA. Nothing else to see here. That's right. Mark Emenecker. Cheers, my friend. Good to see you. All right. Let's get this thing started, Eric. What do you say?
I think it's time to drink some whiskey.
All right. It's time to drink some whiskey, guys. So, again, 5 glasses, trying to pick out the correct price point of these. How do you want to go about this, Eric? You want to go nose first and then sample through? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, we can nose and sample kind of one at a time. And then, I mean, I would say like the first, like I would probably need to take 2 runs through it, I think maybe. And first time get like initial opinions, but it's going to be hard to put in a category, I think, like up front without comparing to the next one down the line, right?
Right.
So I don't know. We can give some ideas maybe of what we're thinking, and then kind of finalize that after we go through.
Okay. That works. Yeah, I'm good with that.
I didn't really have any real strategy or rhyme or reason to any of this. So.
What's going on,
Turks? What's going on, guys?
Not much. How are you guys doing?
Not much. Long time no see, Eric. How you doing, bud?
Dude, I'm doing fantastic. I had some awesome coffee this morning.
Nice.
Awesome. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Always good to see you guys.
Cowper Wolf is in the house. Cheers, man. Good to see you. Again, guys, for tonight's giveaway, let me just go through that really quick. So I do have 2 giveaways through Patreon. One for the bottle for last month, and then one for this month. The one for last month is the standard offering from Smoke Eye Hill, 93 proof. So a bottle of that, and then when the Old Dominic releases, I'll be buying a bottle for that winner. For the Patreon. And then for tonight's giveaway, I have 3 sample packs and then a bottle. So every $5 super chat gets you entered in to win. The first sample pack is the Barrels for Hope Nashville Barrel Company pick, and then the Barrels for Hope Knob Creek pick that I just received here recently. A sample of the Disco Series 12 and the Old Dominic, and then a sample of the Old Dominic in the Four Roses 2024. And the bottle giveaway tonight for the holidays is the Sonic Boom. Giving away a bottle of the Sonic Boom tonight, guys. Water. Got water. Okay. All right. Turks, what you guys drinking?
Nothing yet, but we've got a few different bottles in front of us. I think we're going to kick it off with the Healing Station.
Yes, I actually had I was sipping on that, and those berry notes are still all across the center of that palate. It's so good. That I love the mix between that fruitiness and that spiciness, and then some of that sweet oak. I was getting more of that sweet oak today than I was before. I was just kind of getting that spiciness, as it kind of pulled down. But man, that sweet oak on there is so nice.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that those fruity notes don't fade.
I don't think they will. I think they'll stick around. Joe, the sample guy. Cheers.
Oh,
Good to see you. Paul P. Dan, I'll throw in a blind for the giveaway.
Nice.
Bunch of MGP, NBC Pinhook, Copper and Cask. I doubt I'll still be awake when you do the drawing, so I'll check with you tomorrow to see who won. Paul, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. So, guys, there is another sample pack giveaway from Paul P. Again, for any super chats that do come in. Paul, thank you so much for that, my friend. I appreciate that. Cheers, buddy.
all right. And we are tracking, Dan, in case you're not aware.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
we've been tracking.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, man.
Cheers, man. All right, Eric. You ready?
I'm ready.
Cheers, man. Good to see you, and let's get this Price is Right thing going. Making sure I got all my letters correct. I know my alphabet tonight. All right.
That shouldn't be a struggle at this point, right?
I mean, you never know, man. Not at this point. That's got to be the $30 whiskey right there, man. Do you have yours lined up in order too?
I have them A, B, C, D, E.
Okay. Oh, you got
a good order.
Okay. All right.
What? I mean, how else are you going to put them? Like, how else are you going to drink them?
No, I know. I agree.
Yeah. No, but I did not just go down the line and give you A. B,
That's
C,
all
D, E.
you. 30 all the way to 150. Made that easy for you, man. You know what's funny is I probably wouldn't guess that though anyway, but
that's what I was gonna say. That would be like the biggest messing with your mind. Like
that would really mess with somebody, man. That'd be funny.
it'd be like if you took a test in school and the teacher made every answer C. Like at some point you're gonna just doubt it and just be like, they all can't be C, you know?
The little bubble circles you got to fill them all in.
Yep.
Yeah, no joke. All right, I'm gonna try something here, Dan.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's show that.
He doesn't like when I say that, guys.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, but mine actually works.
I know.
So it's a paper, not a banner, is what you're looking for.
Ah, okay. Big Vic says, "Let's go Chargers." How do you kick him out of the stream?
Want me to just time him out?
I think he said that on purpose. He said that on purpose.
All right.
Steve's got a slightly kind of floral, perfumey note to it.
You said C?
Yeah. A was like very kind of like fudgy, caramel, some chocolate fudge. B was very light on the nose. Like it's citrusy on the nose.
Okay.
But then C kind of came off like a little like floral, kind of perfumey a little bit. Interesting. What do you think? Tell me what you got.
What I got?
How about a poll? Fuck you, JG. How about that? I wouldn't even know how to do that thing on here, man. No idea. Get out of here, Vic. I can see the score. I can read.
Sugar Kitty got him for you. Time off for 60 seconds.
So I feel like I have some ideas in mind off of the nose, but not like there's no way that you could place the price point, I feel like, on just the nose.
No, there's no that would be impressive.
That'd be impressive.
There's this really nice kind of malty chocolate note on D. It reminds me of a chocolate malt from Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, I love that. I don't know what that
At
is.
first,
but
I thought you said multi chocolate, and I was like, "What's multi chocolate?"
Yeah, chocolate malt, man. Jeff Perkins, cheers. Feeling lucky tonight. Okay, Jeff. You got what? 5 chances, man. 5 chances, Jeff. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. In it to win it. Tater Dom, that floral note is Coach Coach Beard's cologne. There's a little citrus behind there too. Some citrus, some cinnamon, and some chocolate malt. I like the nose on that one.
Was that D still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get my nose all up in that D.
Let it just like slap you in the face.
Mm-hmm. Left and right.
I'm all for symmetry.
So what do you get at? What do you get, Eric, on the nose?
So on A, I think it's like it's more classic bourbon notes. I think like a little more cherry and stuff like that. B, I tend to get a little bit more citrus up front on it. C, C is definitely light on the nose. I mean, it's definitely light on the color, so I don't know if that's an indication of a lower proof or a different type of whiskey. But
I'm not sure what I'm getting on E here.
D, I mean, is really dark and rich. I feel like it could even maybe be finished like some type of wine cask.
Interesting nose on D.
On E or D?
E, I'm sorry.
D.
That holding station. Have you tried that with a cigar yet, Ethan?
Oh, not yet. I'll do it tonight though.
And now we just have to decide how many we're going to order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question. Well, whoever wins the giveaway for the Patreon bottle giveaway it'll bottle that for me when it goes up for sale, which should maybe be Friday. We'll see. Not sure.
Yeah, probably.
That should be it. Yeah.
And if it does, anybody in Mash and Journey, their backbone is supposed to release Friday too. So
combine orders, save some shipping.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's what the goal was to try to combine things to like you guys said to kind of get that shipping piece. Because the Starlight Armagnac is sold out. Yeah. But it wasn't I think they clearanced it out. So
it didn't fly off the shelves.
There's your answer.
I definitely didn't fly off the shelves. It's coming Friday. It's coming Friday.
The Healing Station release.
Oh.
So Jeff did confirm Friday.
I am. It's coming Friday. I am.
Oh, he hit enter too early.
Oh, okay.
And here's the second half.
He's blowing up our inboxes as we're on stream.
Ben says I'm not really a
yeah, okay.
Not at all, Ben. Not at all. Not at all. What do you have, like 40 of them, something like that? $5 super chat from Travis Robeson. Here's to helping you with your shipping costs. I appreciate that, Travis. Yes, shipping does cost money. So thank you, Travis. I appreciate that, my friend. You are in it to win it as well.
So
blowing up your
when
inbox.
You guys. Sorry, you can read it then.
No. I'm just scrolling down.
When you guys buy bottles of something that you picked, what's your typical number that you'll get? So I feel like I get like I want to get at least 3 because I'm like one to drink. You know that you're going to like drink through it pretty quickly. Then one that you're going to open up a little bit after that, but you're not going to blow through it like that. And then like one to put in the vault. But
yeah.
Typically, that's what we do,
Yeah.
unless it's an exceptionally good price or pick. I think with Sticky Icky, we ended up with like 4 backups.
Yeah.
But after the fact, I think we ended up with three that when they were released initially, and then we added another 1 or 2 since.
I wound up having 10. I had 10 backups of that shit.
I don't feel so bad. See, I was feeling bad for backups.
I don't know if I was intoxicated and ordered 3 and then forgot and then ordered 3 more at a different point. But then I received a box and I was like, I wonder if somebody got it shipped to me, and nobody shipped it to me. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I got the other order and I was like, what did I do? Like, holy shit. So I wound up having 10, but I gave some away. I gave some to the Jerry Black 11 OH. I got to ship his out too. I keep forgetting to ship his out, but yeah.
Nice.
So, Ben, there was 100 of them apparently, or I thought it was under 100. I can't remember, but I was never told it was being clearanced out. Had I known, I probably would have bought some more, but I was never told it was being clearanced out. So the communication gap, not there. Sorry, the communication is not there. So, yeah.
But
I would have loved. I mean, I don't know what it sold for, but I would have loved to have bought 2 more. But
yeah. I mean, and so to answer your question, I think 3 or 4 is safe. 6 would be like our upper limit, I would think.
Yeah, but you guys have 2 of you, so 6 I feel like is the same as me getting 3, kind of like.
Well, and so like when we go on these picks and stuff, like Ethan's mom tends to watch the dogs, so we always end up with a bottle for her of whatever we pick, her and her boyfriend, and so that it's just something we add on in addition to.
It's currency.
Yeah.
Tommy, man.
All right, should we get into the palette on some of these, Dan?
Calm down. Let me get through the nose here real quick.
How many times have you nosed it? You've been through it like 10 times each, up and down.
If you want Dan to go through them quickly, you got to flavor them like crayons.
That's true.
See, now D's changed a little bit. I'm getting some berries on there now a little bit. Minimum a case, says Vic. Man. A backbone or shitty MGP can be properly disposed of. The New Jersey hazmat disposal site designated for the purpose address available upon request. Permanent engineer, I still got to get your box out, man. So if you win tonight, it's gonna go in there. So $4.99 says, is this your new Top Dog underwear fund? Oh shit. Cheers, man. You are in it to win it as well.
The sad thing is, as soon as they said that, my head started like, how could he CNC underwear? Because you CNC everything these days, right? It's like, how could they do that?
Sugar Case says 10 is not a backup. 10 is an addiction. That is very true.
Yeah,
I think you have my 2 backups at Dusty. Oh goodness, I won these Sticky Ickies and it's great. Yeah, man, that Sticky Icky is really, really good. Yeah, would have gone. I know. I'm telling you, Ben. Had I known, I would have bought some and told people to go buy some, but I had no idea it was being clearanced out. So,
which one was clearanced out?
The Armagnac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was going to be, but man, that's okay.
Sean Holtgrave, cheers, man. Good to see you. I never knew they made 8 bottle shipping until the backbone Blue Note dropped. 8, yeah. Well. 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 6. I think I've ever had 8 though. That's funny. All right, Eric. I know you're itching. Let's go.
All right.
This just keeps getting better and better.
It does. It does. Oh man. All right, time to see how this goes.
That is way more citrusy than I thought it was going to be. Citrusy, nice kind of vanilla there across the center strap. It does get a little spicy bite to it towards the back. Like that 110-ish proof range, maybe. Let me grab my water out of my Folds of Honor Yeti mug.
Heck yeah.
Me by the Turks. This thing keeps my water so cold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they always do such a great job of custom engraving.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, we just got some Drifting Drams Yeti mugs made.
Did you?
Yeah, 14-ounce coffee cups. I think we're going to drop them on Friday for Black Friday. I think there's 7 up for grabs, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh. Richie Z says, Dan, I spent 11 Benjamins in the past couple weeks. Otherwise, I totally support the giveaway. It's fine, Richie. It's all good, man. CNC can control weaving looms if you were not aware. Drifting Drams. Cover and Cask has a 12-bottle shipping box. Good Lord.
Yeah, they ship them in like a wine box. Like one of the wine shippers where it has the big 3 corrugated cardboard holders.
Yeah.
Or layers.
Layers. Yeah.
If I get that many, I kind of feel like I would want it to come in 2 different packages, though. I feel like that could be like a catastrophic loss.
Yeah, I agree.
No joke.
Especially the way that some of these shipping companies are these days.
Mhm.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy how people ship stuff and just with like no care in the world that like, you know, might get dropped or, you know, smushed or something in transit. But
Yeah,
I think you're trying to trick me with letter B.
You're on to B already? Damn, I didn't even get a second.
You're the one that wanted to drink.
I didn't say we had
This
to
one,
drink fast.
this one, I think you're wanting me to think that this is the under $30 bottle, and I don't know if I believe it, because it's got a lot of flavor to it. It's just not proofy.
Ooh.
It has a lot of what I expected to it, but it's kind of throwing me off a little bit on where I would put it in price point until I go through and taste some more.
Yeah, B has got to be something that's like 100 proof or lower. It's got a nice flavor to it, but it kind of falls off towards the mid to back palate just a little bit. Huh. All right.
So we might have missed it. Where did these samples come from?
I sent him samples and he sent me samples.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's all for the Price is Right. So there's a sample that's under $30, one under 70, one under 100, one under 150, and then one above 150.
I gotcha.
So who sent the Whistle Pig 18?
Whistle Pig 18th. Eric probably. All of our car repair issues. Damn, Richie, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be Dan's porch pirate. Well, sometimes I get them sent to different places just for certain reasons. So your barn doesn't have AC, shame. 8 box was divided. It's all a square pizza. Oh, you said it, Joe. You said pizza. God damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to order a pizza here at some point. I didn't eat dinner.
Somebody should order Todd a pizza while we're at it.
I'm sure he'll be super appreciative.
Yeah. I'm sure he's up, doing something.
C is interesting. Like that little bit of floral quality there that I was getting on the nose, it has a very, very subtle kind of note there on the front of the palate on this one. But this one's got a lot of flavor to it, though. I like this one. The nose changed. Like it's very very dense on the nose. Slightly floral, fruity, red fruit.
B's really thrown me off here, especially since I know that you put in one that wasn't bourbon. Like it almost, I don't know. It's the flavor like really swells up and then goes into into the spice probably like pretty hard, like mid palate, and I feel like it's almost like a finished rye.
Or like a
Like-
high rye, like an old Dominic, maybe.
I don't know. I mean, but the color doesn't suggest it's pretty dark for a rye. I mean, depending on what it's finished in. I don't think it's that. It could be that dark. I don't. That's really You mess with my head by having them not be all bourbon, Dan.
I'm such a player. God.
But like I said, once I go through them all, then I think hopefully I would know which one isn't like the rest. But you also have so much whiskey to choose from that that messes with you a little bit as well. You could send me
man, for sure. I mean, I know we both do.
Dude, it's coming out of everywhere in my like in this room. It's literally overflowing everywhere.
Josh Fritz, what's up, man?
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, buddy. Gandy Road. Cheers, Gandy Road. All right.
Unless it's a handle of Malort, Randall, and then it could be over 30.
Man, I love the nose on freaking D, man.
So did anybody game the system by doing that? Taking a bottle that would be in a certain price point and buying a handle, so then it was over that price point?
No, only you think of these things.
You're such a manipulator, man.
I went with like what current MSRP would be on each bottle.
Gotcha.
I just tried to go by that standard.
So what would happen if somebody proofed it down? Would that lower the cost of it?
I added a few drops of water in there. I think D's proofy.
Damn, you're so much faster than I am, Dan.
What are you on, B?
I'm on C. One sip of C. I'm on. Yeah. I'll catch
Doug
up.
H with a $20 super chat says 2 for me, 2 for Richie Z. Doug, that is extremely generous of you, my friend. Thank you for that, Doug. You and Richie are now both in it to win it, my friend.
Yep.
Thank you, Doug. Cheers, man. Yeah. I really like this D.
Eric did that on purpose.
Yep, I knew that you would like my D. Once it's so good.
$30 bottle. There's no way it's a $30 bottle. No way.
Oh, I was retrohaling that as I said that, dickheads.
Ethan, how's that taste with that cigar?
Oh, it was good till that moment.
They come out your nose.
Oh, okay.
What cigar are you smoking with it?
It's the Norteño from Drew Estate.
I might smoke one tonight. I gotta see what. I think the rest of these are all pretty dark. So. See, this one changed too.
What are you on? On D still?
I'm on E.
Oh my gosh, Dan. All right.
Ooh. That is pretty good. That leaves a very kind of like silky residue across the palate. And it's like almond and apricot and vanilla. That's interesting.
So you like it then?
I do.
I think that you got all good pours of whiskey.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I see. No.
Which one's not good?
No, they are all good. I'm just joking. I know. I mean, what I sent you is all good. So.
I know it's very, very challenging, Dan. While I'm thinking about which one could be which.
Just for fun tonight, I'm doing a side-by-side competition of Jack and Coke versus Jack and Pepsi. Not even close. Even using the real sugar Pepsi, the Jack and Coke is far superior. Nice.
And Jigs popped into chat too.
What's up, Jigs? Jigs, want to thank you again, man, for sending me this rare breed barrel proof. Amazing, man. Thank you so much for that. I was wanting one of these and wasn't able to meet up with Tats for it, but thank you for this, man. I appreciate it. Can't wait to crack that guy. You know, I might actually crack it after this. Sorry, guys. Just want to make sure I catch up on this chat. Which Eric is this? Do you have a channel as well? He does not. He could.
Nah. My palate is trash.
No, it's not. Get out of here.
Not entertaining. They really
Eric could
wild
have a
stuff
channel.
sometimes.
All right, I'm going backwards now. I'm going to go back from E to A. I can see why Katie has those backups. I bought 3 and sent one to Sean and Marie.
The sticky icky.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're almost finished with the first one.
Yeah, it's getting low. Getting low. That's weird. That blind the other night, it came off smoky.
It did.
That's so weird. Like I've never gotten a smoky note on that before, and I don't know where it came from, but
It's got to be that wine barrel, man. That wine barrel has done crazy things to that whiskey. I firmly believe that's why it's as good as it is. It just made it so weird, so off the wall.
And it was
whoa,
interesting.
Nick Altman with a $25 super chat. My friend, you are in it to win it times 5. Cheers, man. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I think Ethan put if I remember correctly, he put the healing station over Sonic Boom.
Yeah.
And then you and Jeff both had Sonic Boom first. But it's amazing how close it is. You know, on a different day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean any given day. I mean one of the things that's nice about both of these is they both have a lot of fruity kind of characteristics to them. That kind of play around with the palate. The only thing I think that the Sonic Boom kind of has is like that effervescence kind of quality to it, where it kind of gives you that like that kind of like soda pop feel. But both of them have a lot of those fruity notes to them, which is fantastic. But so, Eric, do you have any bottle? You have any bottle guesses?
No. No, I want to keep those to myself. The only thing that I have like suspicions on is A. It gives me, well, I would say A, B, and D. I get familiar memories of, but A is the only one that I would potentially guess something on, and I think that I'm in the ballpark, but I don't think I have it, so I don't want to look stupider than I already am.
Eric, how would that be different from Dusty Dan channel? So yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Roscoe P. Coltrane, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Glad to have you back in the chats, man. Trash Palette, totally not entertaining. Damn, totally perfect 2 million sub channel in the making. There you go. Whiskey Nose, $10 super chat. Marty, thank you, man. 1 for me and 1 for the jerk. You got it, buddy. You're both in it to win it. Bourbon Jerk's got 3. Marty Party's got 1. Cheers, Marty. Thank you, man. Jeffrey Wack, next person to match this gets 2 entries, says Jeffrey Wack, with a $10 super chat.
Pretty much.
Yep. And Marty matched.
Marty matched it. That's amazing. Thank you, Jeffrey. And Marty, thank you again. Richie Z says Sticky Icky is easily a top bourbon of 2024. You see that? Richie Z says Sticky Icky, easily a top bourbon of 2024. I think Sticky Icky is fantastic. And when you take that price into account, holy shit. I mean, that's...
Yeah, if you factor value into it, then it's hard not to put it on that list.
mean, that's right up there with the value of like the Green River Foolproof. I love that. I love that whiskey. That's great.
Yeah.
Whiskey's great, and for the price, it's just even better, man. I'm glad. Like they could have easily jacked that up $10, no doubt. But I'm glad they did. Jeffrey Wack, thank you again for that. So Marty, thank you guys. Much appreciated, man. Thank you, Jeffrey Wack. Jeff, what are you sipping on? I mean, if anybody wants to hop on, you guys are more than welcome. I mean, Z-Man, what's going on, buddy? Cheers.
Cheers, man. It was good to see him the other night.
Yeah, I saw him pop in the chat.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in a while.
I know.
See, E reminds me of something that I've had. Tell me, is E something that I have that you know of?
Well, I'm not giving any hints, but I just assume that you read every bottle of whiskey that is out there. So I just assume that you've tried it or had it.
You know, I'm behind on these reviews, man. I'm slacking. I've got a couple recorded, but holy shit, I'm falling behind.
What do you have to review still these days?
Well, I'm just really doing shorts, to be honest with you. I mean, I have the Middle West Spirit stuff, the 3 releases from them, the cast strength releases that I'm actually doing 4 reviews on, like short reviews. But yeah, I have that. I wanted to do the rare breed. I did the wild turkey. I got the old Dominic. I just got to film that one. And then I have a bottle coming from Sealbox I wanted to do. I still have the Found North to do. I've had this for a while and I haven't done it yet. I feel bad. Still have that one to do. Something else. Can't remember, but that might be it right now, I think, maybe. Was going to maybe do a short on this Barrel King Nebula release here, but I didn't do that. Turks, you guys get that one, the Nebula?
We haven't chosen. How is it?
I haven't cracked it yet either. I still got it right here. But
we were debating between that one and the other release, the 2 375s, but I think we might go with the Nebula.
Yeah, there's been a couple people that have said this one's like really, really good.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta choose ours tomorrow.
Oh, John Cloud with a $20 super chat. Next match. Cheers, everyone, for the boom. Nice, John. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you, John Cloud. Cheers, buddy. Whiskey Nose says, just shot the video for the 2024 Baker's 13. Interesting, to say the least. Okay. Huh.
Oh, nice. Nice, Ben. Ben sent a $20 super chat as well.
Ben jamming. Thank you, Ben. Let's see where that is. Whiskey Uncensored. I'll try to match losing. Get out of here, Benjamin. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, Ben. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you, buddy. Cheers. Cheers to you. Mass and Drum. Cheers, buddy. Review. Look at these beautiful people. Cheers, buddy. Good to see you. You know what's weird on Streamlabs is when someone tags you like that, it doesn't highlight for me. I don't see it highlighted. You know what I mean? How it would typically. JG says I need to get toasted more often if it de-ages. Oh shit! Ravens picking up. I don't know, man. It's 10-0 right now. Goodness. Hit a few swords a day. Found the OGD 16-year 279 pass. Picked up another Fox and Odin Double Oak Batch 1. Nice.
Oh, nice. That Double Oak is so good.
So the pairing it's a little too close. This stick has a big spice profile, and the spice profile from the rye
offsets it.
It's a little too close, yeah. It's like if you got 2 color palettes that are too close together on a wall.
What kind of stick do you think would go with that?
Either something dark or something light. So this one is more of like a Habano, a medium wrapper. But anything dark that's got more chocolate or anything light that's creamy would both go well with this.
Man, I like D.
You do.
It almost gives me a vibe of like a Found North, maybe. I don't know.
I found North.
Yeah.
Found North that's like such a wide profile. I feel like because like you have like some of the bottles that are very like Canadian rye tasting or.
Well, this definitely doesn't have the Canadian rye tasting.
Right.
However, it does have, I feel like, a nice kind of rye punch to it.
Yeah.
It could be the proofiness to it. So I'm not getting a lot of that rye kind of flavor on it. But I don't know. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
It's really hard. I'm like, I feel like I'm dialed into what I'm tasting, but then the idea of putting a price point behind it becomes a lot more challenging.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, that's a weird note on C. I just got this minty. That's weird. I didn't get that before. Going that way, I didn't get it, but going that way, I did get it. Link to join. I don't. Who has the link?
So if you click on Add Guest over on the left end, you can get the link that way. Above the pictures. Yeah.
Got it. All right, let's close that. All right. Hold on one sec. What in the world?
Oh, jeez. Dan's gonna close down the stream.
Yeah. That's a 21090 move, is trying to, put somebody else on stream or trying to make a sound effect and then just, breaking the whole thing.
Yeah.
Classic 21090. Come on.
Dan did it the first night, at least on Streamlabs, possibly the second.
What's that? The link?
You took everybody off stream.
I did.
And then you added everybody but yourself back.
It's weird because I didn't put myself in the studio. So when I put myself in the studio, I guess it kicked. I don't know if it kicked everybody else out. I don't know what it did, but I definitely messed it up. But let me paste this down here real quick.
There's probably like a shortcut button there or something.
I just wanted to see Dan squirm. Control V. Why is it not working? Why can I not paste the link? There we go.
You got it?
I think so. Let's see. I don't know why I'm laggy. There we go. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, there it is. It showed up.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah, there.
All right.
Okay. All right.
John Cloud, Tommy D. All right, Eric, what are you on? Are you going backwards? Or you start over from the front?
I started over from the front, but then I've kind of bounced around based off of some of the proof points or my perceived proof points.
B is super low proofy. It's super low proof. B is very low proof, but it has a lot of nice flavor to it. There's like this confectionery sugar kind of coming through on the nose now that I didn't get before. But there's a lot of like vanilla on the nose on this one though. It's like a cupcake.
You're like a cupcake.
I am like a cupcake. You know that. My little cuddle buddy.
We always stay in our respective bunks. Don't worry, guys.
We do. We do. The urge is real, though, man.
So since y'all are doing Price is Right, I'm going to do this.
Yeah. What would you pay
Is
for
that the new one, or is that the one from last year?
This is 23. and we'll crack 24 after this.
Are you really going to crack 24?
Yeah. Katie found it for me the other day. That's apparently the only BTAC we can find, but I'm not really complaining.
No, not at all. I've actually heard from multiple people that handy is good this year. So when you get a good handy,
last year.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, who doesn't like a good handy, right? It's
right.
Great fodder for jokes.
Yeah. It's good value, right?
Mm-hmm. It just keeps on giving.
Yeah. Unless she has rough hands, then that's a different story. Sorry.
All right, Dan, you really have me messed up on some of these.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I'm kind of all over the place.
Well, I think a lot of your tasting notes and stuff are spot on for a lot of the bottles. I feel like I don't feel like you've thrown out a note that was just like, what the hell was he drinking?
I feel like the little bit of mint I got on the palate is a little weird for a bourbon, but
yeah. Well, okay, you threw out a note that I was like, what the hell was he drinking?
I think it was just I didn't get it going this way, but I got it going that way. You know, it was like very cooling and minty. It was really weird. Well, I do like E because I've almost finished it, so I got to pour a little bit more E. I think I have maybe 2 of the price points, maybe.
Yeah, I'm into like narrowing down categories, like, but it's where some of them are going to land, and I think I have a bottle guess.
For which one?
1A. I want to taste it one more time before I.
If you're gonna guess anyone, it's probably that one.
Okay.
Or E.
That's weird because I don't know what E is for sure.
Or, well, maybe. Whoops, sorry. The only factor trying everywhere is found North Canada. Sugar Kitty there, you'd like Canada the Batman.
Now that's gonna be stuck in my head all night long.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Ethan.
I think the reason the handy is so good for a rye is the floral. It balances the floral, the spice, and the proof so well.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, I mean, really, the only 2 BTACs I'm not a big fan of is that Eagle Rare and the Saz.
Well,
yeah.
Have you tried the Eagle Rare since it's gone up to 101 proof?
No, I tried the Eagle Rare from 2 years ago.
I haven't either, but I just heard that either this year or last year it went up from 90 to 101.
Huh.
So I feel like that could be enough of a bump to make it better. I don't know.
Yeah. They're usually like, I think the Eagle Rare is usually pretty hard to find too. Like sometimes even harder than the Stag and the Weller.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people who drink Eagle Rare every day fight for them.
I don't know how the hell I spilled. Man, that is interesting. I'm starting to get some weird notes on C. I got a weird note on it going backwards, and now I got a weird note on it going forward. And I can't figure out what that is.
It's it's interesting because I feel like you kind of liked what it had going on the first go round, and now as you start to pick it apart more, as you get palate fatigue, whatever it is, then
see, D has like this richness and like dense kind of flavor to it. It's a little bit proofy, 112, 115 ish. But the flavors on it are great. I love the nose, that chocolate malt, and then there were some like blueberries, like chocolate covered blueberries on there. I like that.
I can't wait to see what these are.
This is tough, man.
Yeah.
This is fun though. I'd like to do this and continue this on with some people who are willing to do this. So anybody here in the chat got what 40 on? Anybody here willing to do this? Come on screen and play this little game here. The Price is Right. It's be a lot of fun. So open invitation.
It's a different concept that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because not only is it blind, but it's not like your normal proof age, finished, not finished. It's figuring out a different problem.
Yeah, and there's a lot of variations you could do too, right? You could do it like all one distillery, or all one type of whiskey, or all non-whiskey. Like there's a lot of different tweaks you could make to redo this an infinite number of times, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, you could really tweak this thing here. I mean,
because even if you just went like Heaven Hill, right? There's 20 choices, right?
Yep. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. I had Eagle Rare tonight. Reminds me of Great Kool-Aid, having High West Country American Single Malt now. Nice. Serious fans may not always appreciate it, but a person could do a lot worse than drinking Eagle Rare every day.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Completely.
I'm down $50 whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people who hate on Eagle Rare just hate on it because it should be more available than it is, right? They get frustrated.
Yeah. You figure it would be by now, though. I mean, when it comes to demand and people are wanting it, and they got the space for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of marketing 101, right? You don't want to completely meet demand. If you do, prices go down.
Yeah.
It's just like what we all.
EJ and Ben are in. EJ says, "Sign me up." Ben says, "I'm in," but I only got $20 whiskey. But you probably have like 300 $20 whiskeys.
I wanted to go down that, do a little dabbling in what is the best cheap whiskey, and then I started into it, and I was like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
you're like,
man, I still feel like you're trying to trick me on B, but the flavors are good, but I don't know. I'm gonna say that B is the $30 whiskey.
All right. You're all right.
Now, I feel like.
So B was your $30 whiskey.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm probably wrong though. I think you tricked me on that one. It's probably a really good, expensive, because the flavors are great on it. I like the flavors on it. The proofiness just doesn't pull through. See, that got real chocolatey on that one. Wow. Interesting. I think I don't know. This is if you see Eagle Rare every day at $99, you don't put it in the same range. Yeah. Eagle Rare is starting to show up on the shelves now in Virginia. Really? I don't see that shit around here anywhere. And I'm close. I'm close, Randall. I'm close to you. Fairly close. My problem with Eagle Rare is it went from $27 to $70. Crazy price. Yeah, that's a big price jump, man. Huh. I'm torn between D and E for above 150, but C has something about it.
The dog was pouting because she didn't have enough room.
They scoot over. Playing the single barrel. Yeah. Some places get a lot of that stuff. I mean, like I said, I gotta drive to find out, that stuff. Around me, it just doesn't exist. So, all right.
I mean, distribution is still so wacky in this country.
It really is, man. Eric, I'm going to say A is the $70 and under bottle.
All right.
That's got good flavor to it, though. It's got a nice finish to it. Huh. You guys still sipping on the old Dominic?
I still have a little bit of it left, yeah.
I visited Memphis last week, and you were was on the shelf for $39.99 at a store, $7.50, $81 for a liter. The best bourbon, the best under 20. Thanks a moment. Goes into a store myself, 1910. Never thought I would pass on a Bubble Trace product, but it's not super hard to find anymore. Yeah, I agree. And the best current $50 whiskey is easily the Wild Turkey 70. Man, Richie, I really like that Wild Turkey 70.
Yep.
I really like that bottle.
Yep.
It's really
I definitely need to find a backup. I need to find 2 backups of that bottle. That's really good. Very, very good. It's like I feel like when you drink the Turkey 101, like you get like it's just you like that cinnamon spice, that allspice, that nutmeg. Like it's very kind of in your face, the spiciness from it. But like on that 70th, it's just not. It's definitely not as spicy. More that kind of fruit pulls through. It's a little more oily. I like it. I really like it.
I agree. I think it's just a much better blend, you know? I think normal 101 is really good, but I guess they're making it so big that with the one of the 70th, they just, and probably Jimmy driving the blend is what led to the different profile, I would assume.
I'm going to put E as 100 under. I'm going to put C as 150 and under, and then D as 150 and over. I am probably way wrong, but
Okay.
it's
right.
tough, man. Wow. That's tough. Take your time. Take your time.
Right.
I'm just going to finish the whiskey. It's in these glasses. Take your time.
I'm close to a decision here.
Okay. Tell me about it. What do you got? What are you thinking?
All right, so I'll tell you. So the first 2 that I go to are C and I go to E. And C is definitely low on the proof point. It has really good flavor, but because it's so low, it makes me think that that's maybe the $30 whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor doesn't make me think it's a $30 whiskey, but I don't know. There's nothing in there. I don't get like a lot of oak or anything like that makes me feel like it's something that's aged and low proof. So maybe I'm way off on that. But I mean, so that kind of puts me like that could be 30 and under, or that could be 70 and under. And then E, I'm kind of in the same boat with. I don't know, like I think I put C at the 30 and under, and I put E at the 70 and under, and I'm probably way off on that. And E, there's something different about E. I don't know. That might even be like, I don't know if that's like a rye. I don't know. Like both of those, I don't get as much off of. They're harder to judge. The proof is low, the color's light, so that's what leads me to believe that the 2 of those are the less expensive pours.
Shauna Marie D, where have you been all my life? Cheers. Good to see you.
Cheers,
I
Shauna.
was getting worried about you. I was going to get ready to text you. Hey, how you doing? Make sure you're all right. Oops. Sugar Kitty says I was close to the decision once. I don't remember her name, but boy was she good. Good Lord. Oh goodness. Drifting Drams twinning. Did he catch that, or is it out of bounds? Oh wow, I caught it. Wow.
Yeah, I can see that through the reflection in your window, Dan. Come on.
Can you really?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. What up? Oh, yeah, it's done. All right. I need to order pizza.
I thought you were going to order pizza earlier.
I should have, but I wanted to wait until this was done. I didn't want to eat it while I was doing this. For anybody just hopping on here, I know there's 37 in the chat, guys. There is a giveaway tonight. We have 4 sample pack giveaways and then a bottle giveaway for every $5 super chat. You get entered into win one of 4 sample packs. We have a sample pack of the Barrels for Hope NBC pick, the Barrels for Hope Knob Creek as well. That is one sample pack. The other one is the Disco Series 12 and the Old Dominic that we just picked. And then another sample pack is the Old Dominic and the Four Roses 2024. And then Paul P. threw in a sample pack of MGP. I think it was NBC, Copper and Cask. It just MGP stuff. So Paul P. Threw in that sample pack as well. So there's 4 sample packs tonight. And then also a full bottle of the Sonic Boom that is going to one lucky winner for the holidays as a thank you from me to you guys. So,
you know, it would be kind of cool, Dan, is if you do start doing more of these prices rights, then like as a giveaway during one of them, give away like the sample pack from like the next one or the one after that. That would be
fun, and they can kind of do it. Yeah, they can kind of tag along and do it with you. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Especially if people don't want to pop on screen, like it would still engage them.
Yep.
Yeah, they can do it themselves. It's a good idea. I like it. That's what's going to happen. We're going to do that. I know I got EJ and Ben so far for the Price is Right. So if anybody else wants to do something like this, guessing the price of the blind samples that's sent to you, let me know, guys. Send me an email, send me a message on Instagram, whatever. Text me. And Sesame Street said 3 of these things to look for, and each one of the other things doesn't belong. And good and back. Good, Shauna. I'm glad. Pizza meat lovers for the win. No, Sugar Kitty, man. I go from Domino's. I go thin crust cheese. Gotta watch my figure, man. So I go thin crust. That's what Eric and I were talking about earlier. I'll do one night for sure. Awesome, Marty. I got you on there too, buddy. That'll be fun, man. Have you on the channel. Can I do the blind and pesos? You can do the blind whenever you want, man. You're more than welcome to come on.
I would definitely make it feel more premium.
Yes.
Top end would be like what, 800 pesos or 1,000 pesos?
1,000 pesos. There we go.
All right, this is very hard, Dan. Very hard.
I really like the nose and the palate on A. It's just low proof. I could be completely wrong with it. I mean, or on B. I'm sorry, on B. I'm sorry. I like the flavors on it. I do. There are some berry kind of notes on that. Man, I like that. It's just low proof. 95 and lower, probably somewhere right around there. Give me 1 second. Let me order Domino's.
What you're getting pizza and it's from Domino's.
What?
You're ordering pizza and it's from Domino's.
Yes.
Dan, do better. Come on, man.
Why? It's super close. If I want good pizza, I'll go to my Capri Pizza right down the street from my house. But here, there's not much around here other than Other than that, really, that's really it.
Yeah,
I'm not driving anywhere.
I would imagine in Baltimore it's hard to find security guards who are willing to deliver pizza.
Well, it's not in, but it's like right on the outskirts of it.
They've got to be packing there.
But I mean, like I said, the neighborhood that's like right there is not the best. So, give me 1 second here. Just order my.
I do think it's funny that Domino's will deliver to the hood, but they won't deliver to people whose roads aren't paved. It's funny where they draw the line, you know?
Where they draw the line. Well, they're the ones that'll deliver to the Eric D. Do better. We're all thinking of it. Dan, I'll play this game. I'll send you money for shipping and the insurance from the deli packaging. All right, Jay Stells, you're in it, buddy. Marty Shitty Whiskey is around $70 range. Can't wait to see the reveal. Oh, goodness. You know, I will say I think everything in this flight from Eric was good whiskey. I could be wrong. He may have threw something in there, but I really enjoyed everything. Again, I think B it's definitely the lowest proof, but it's got a lot of flavor to it. So, you know.
All right, I'm ready to lock in. I think.
All right, let me order this pizza real quick.
Oh, come on, we're still on Domino's.
Yeah, man. I'm multitasking here. Yeah, it's like a piece of cardboard with red sauce and pepperoni. It is. But you know what, man? It hits just right. I get the extra cheese on there. I like the crunch, or as Dave Portnoy says, the undercarriage, like that. Man, I tell you what, though, I had those Parmesan bites the other night, and I was eating them as I was driving home. I could not get that flavor out of my mouth the next morning. I was like, holy shit. This garlic is super strong. It overtook the cigar, and I was like, oh, my God.
It's potent.
It's very potent. All right, 1 second here. All right. Unpaved road. I've got a Glock for the other guy. There we go. What I'm talking about.
Funny thing is, the Hummer couldn't take the unpaved road either.
Sugar Kitty carries. Seems like.
Although, didn't they make an electric Hummer recently?
They did.
What?
Yeah, we
they
saw
revived
it
a Hummer to make it electric.
Was it when we were in Virginia? We saw one.
I think so.
Someone around.
I'd heard somebody mention it. I thought they were joking, and then we actually saw it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's wild.
They're very expensive, and apparently they take a long time to recharge. Like if you're not on a supercharger, like literally if you were just at an outlet at your house, like it's like 4 days to recharge it. So you pay like over $100,000, and then. But I guess if you have the money to buy that, you're getting the supercharger or whatever you need to hook up at your house.
Sugar Kitty says you need more than a security guard. You need a Navy SEAL survivalist. Unpaved road. I've got a Glock for the other guys. That's how Second Chance Body Armor got started back in the 70s. Which was a pizza delivery guy. The guy getting robbed a gunfight. Oh, shit. I love it. That's funny. All right, Eric. Let's do this thing.
We're ready to lock in?
We're ready to lock in.
All right.
I feel like I'm way off. I feel like the tasting notes that I gave you, outside of that little mint note, were good. But I feel like I may have got 2 answers right. That's about it.
I love the confidence.
I'm not. This is hard.
All right. This is very hard. So. Yeah. I'm gonna go through my thought process here. So maybe after this, when my answers are all messed up, that my thought process made sense, or maybe it'll just make me look stupider. But either way, I'm gonna throw it all out there. So I'm gonna lock in C for $30 or under, which, like I said, has a fantastic profile. but just based off of the proof, I don't know. That's why I'm locking it in there.
Yeah.
E I put as $70 or under. Same thing. I put those two in that category where, like, oh man, I think that because of the proof, that's what is driving that decision. Not because of the quality of the whiskey. And then I am putting B as the $100 or under.
Okay.
It's a fantastic pour, but I feel like it is a sleeper. So I feel like it's really good whiskey that hits above its price point. So I feel like I could be off. I feel like that could be the $50 whiskey. That could be like the I don't think it is, but it could be like the sticky icky of the blind. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. I gotcha.
So I put that in that place. D, I think, is finished, and it is very well balanced. It's very well put together, and I put it in that 150 spot because I don't know where else to put it, and I don't know where to guess on it. And then, so I don't know. I just feel like because it's well put together, it tastes like it's finished. I'm like, I put it in a more expensive category. So okay. I don't know, but it may not be. And then A was the only one that I would attempt to bottle guess on. So off of first impressions, I got kind of that like stag profile to it, like almost like one of the 5-year NBCs. I mean, and then while I was drinking it, I was like, oh. At one point, I got that could be an Elijah Craig, and I was ready to call out Elijah Craig, but I'm still coming back. There's something about the oak on that's bringing me back to that kind of profile. So I put A at the top. I don't know why. Like it could be in that 150 spot. It could be in that 150 plus spot, and that's okay. I don't know because I'm like, who knows? That could be a B Tech. Probably not, okay. But.
So I agree with you on. So for me, I think B was low proof. Had a lot of nice flavor to it. However, I feel like with it being low proof, I would have chose that as the $30 bottle. A I feel has I did get some proof on, and I got a lot of nice like flavors to it, but it reminded me of something that I've had. I don't know it off the top of my head. The bottle guess that would be very difficult to do. But this again was not super. That wasn't super high proof. It wasn't like some of these down here. I feel like it's probably like in that like 110 range proof wise. E I really liked, but as I went back, I still feel like I liked D better. D kind of gave me that like that chocolate maltiness. It reminded me of what was that I had that had that chocolate maltiness to it. I'd have to think back as to what it was that gave me that like chocolate malt note, but I did like that a lot. And C drank a little spicy, and then so did D. D almost gave me this kind of like finished vibe, but not overly finished, slightly finished. But I don't know if it was just the flavor profile of it, where the flavors were very kind of pronounced, that it kind of led me down that road that it was finished. Could be completely wrong, but I don't know. So
I think that you did pretty well with it, like within the parameters and within your thought process. Yeah, so I think at least within your thought process and everything like that it ended up pretty well. I think that I am way more off than you were off.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, I had some tough ones. So do you want? I feel like you did. I don't know. I feel like do you want to reveal me to reveal second or you to reveal second?
I can reveal. I can reveal first if you want.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So your guess for the lowest, or for a $30 bottle. What
Yeah.
you said that was the first? What letter was it?
C.
Okay, and that is correct. So you were correct on that.
Oh,
Okay.
nice job.
And that is the Evan Williams 1783 Heroes Edition.
That's
Ooh.
crazy. That I'm sitting over there looking at it, and I thought, honestly, the color in the bottle and the color in the glass do not match up. But I was thinking about that because I'm like, it's low proof, but the flavors are fantastic. So that actually makes sense. But I don't
What
think
was
that I
your
would've put it
release from this year or last year?
from this year.
Okay, yeah, this one too.
And I
Last
drink
year's
that pretty
release.
often, but that would have been hard to place that as a bottle guess.
Yeah,
But that's a good call. It's funny because I almost sent that to you as your $30.
That's funny. That was funny.
That would have been great.
All right. So, what was your $50 bottle?
I guessed E, but I don't know where I land on that because I'm like, I don't know what it was. I kind of thought that maybe it could have been a rye, but I was putting it there based off of color and proof, and I don't know. That's why I put it there.
Okay. You are correct on that as well.
Okay.
Way to go.
2 for 2, man.
Killing
That
it here.
was the Aremus highest rye.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay. So that makes sense where I'm getting some of the notes from, some of the citrus and rye.
Because I know earlier you said you thought that was the rye because of how it came off spicy.
Yeah. It's funny because they change as you taste along. Like things start to change.
For sure.
And then here's probably where it all starts to fall apart. So I put B as my $100 or under pour, but like I said, I thought that was a fantastic whiskey. That could easily be a $200 whiskey. Something about it made me feel like it was a value pour, like kind of like a sleeper.
Okay. So you are wrong on this one.
Yeah.
This is that's the Raconteur rye.
Oh.
Okay.
How much is that bottle?
It was the 150 and under bottle.
Okay. All right. So I'm not that far off.
No.
And it's funny, I told you when I first tasted it, I was like, it kind of tastes to me like a finished rye, like when I was describing it. I know it's not finished, but at least.
Well, it is. It's finished in Mizunora.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
All
then
right,
you said for your next one.
For my next one, I put D.
Okay.
And again, I thought that was just like a well put together whiskey. I kind of tastes to me like it's finished as well, but definitely a bourbon, and that's kind of why I put it in that slot because I didn't know where to place it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's probably in the $100 and under slot.
No, so this is actually your most expensive whiskey in here.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is the 4-Gate Kelvin 6.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
And that was the one that's finished in Madeira and rum.
Okay.
So some of these are your top whiskeys or contenders for top whiskeys of the year for you, Dan.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah.
So what is A then? Because I'm curious. Because I said I was bouncing around between Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, which that puts it in that category. But when I was thinking that, I thought that it had to be a very good batch, but there was something about it that kept making me think that it was like on that kind of like stag profile, though.
Yeah.
So,
well, you are. I mean, you're getting there. So this is actually a Green River.
okay, there we go.
It's a pick. This is the Hickory pick, and this is 131.4 proof.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
I can see where you're getting that cherry profile from, though.
That's what I was.
Yeah,
That's
you
what I was
called
like.
it.
It's cherry. Like there's something to the oak. There was something there that was familiar to me, that was making me feel that way. So all right. So
Yes.
I don't feel that bad about how I did.
No, you did really well, man.
All right. I feel like
Now see, I feel like I did bad.
No, actually, I don't think that.
I feel like I did pretty bad.
No, I don't think that you did that bad. So, well, it might be a little bit more varied, but I think that there's good reason for that. So, for your 30 and under pour, you said that was B. And
Yeah.
You were correct on that. I don't have the exact bottle because I didn't want to dig it out of the cabinet, but it was a Wild Turkey 101. I'm holding up the 70th anniversary. It's not that.
Okay.
But it was I like I told you, I was almost on the Evan Williams Hero batch, but I thought that the proof was too low, so I needed to go up. So I went with the 101, but I didn't have like a modern bottle, so it's a little bit older too. It's probably like I think like a 2015 or something too.
Oh.
So that kind of messes with it.
Yeah.
Then I just didn't have the regular, $27 bottle. I mean, technically it was probably $15 when it released or whatever. So.
Probably.
Then for your 70 and under, you said A, and it's interesting because this is where you probably your biggest blunder was, but I think that there's a reason behind that, and I think that it has to do with proof and what is in the blend. So this was actually your most expensive. It was an Old Carter, but it is batch 11, which has Dickel in the blend, and it's at 108.8 proof, which makes that, to me, for an expensive whiskey, that's a tough proof point, and it's not necessarily a standout batch. So had I given you like batch 14 or something like that, then maybe that lives up a little bit more to its price point than this one. So I feel like that was a little bit tricky, but interesting to see where that came out at. And then for the 100 and under, you went with glass E, and you were correct on that with the proof point. And that was an Elijah Craig. That was C924. So you're dead on with the price point there.
Yeah, I love that. I love that bottle, man.
I think it's a very, very good batch for Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
And then for the next one, this is where your switch was off. And for C is what you went with. It's a Weller foolproof single barrel pick.
Okay. Interesting.
Which is interesting because I'm like, that's a whatever. I don't know. What do these go? They're like $50, $60 or so. I don't know what a pick costs. $50 for one of these, but at MSRP, what's a pick? Probably $65 or something. I have no idea. And then your last one, you chose D for 150 plus, which you were close on, but that's actually, it is a natural barrel company, and it's the Kryptonite.
Kryptonite?
So
nice. Very nice.
My thought process with this, when I put it together, I guess, was that I threw in 3 heritage distillers, so 2 of which very good value in the Wild Turkey 101 and the Elijah Craig. And then I thought it would be interesting to throw in that Weller because obviously people pay a lot more for that than what it costs.
Yep.
But does it live up to what the price that people are willing to pay for it? And then the 2 non-distilling producers and National Barrel Company and Old Carter. And I honestly, when I blinded that Kryptonite pick, against a lot of stuff. It's just always done so well. I love that profile. I was like, I just want to see where that comes in.
I was very curious to see what this was.
So
that's a good blind, man. That's a really good blind.
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't know. I thought something behind it. I don't know. For the old Carter, I probably should. That's where I struggled the most was the $200 and above bottle. I probably should have went with at least a standout batch, but
it makes sense where the fruity notes came from now, though.
Yeah. So, which is hard because when you talk that price point as well too, for some of those bottles, you're not always getting something that's aged, you know. So like, and at that proof point, it makes it hard to probably distinguish a little bit. You're like, all right, well, it's a nice bottle, but you know, is it super special?
No, that was a good blind, man. That was great.
Yeah, dude,
this is hard though. This is very difficult to do.
It is. So that's why I feel like that we were at least on. Like it wasn't embarrassing like how we finished, right? Like we guessed some bottles.
Yeah. Yep.
And then at least we were on track with how we could have arranged it.
Yeah.
So I know. At least with my thought process, I kind of narrowed down those two that I thought were at the lower price point, and then I, had the three that I thought would be at the higher price point. And it's like, how the hell do you arrange it at this point? You know?
Yeah, I mean, we each got two, right?
Yeah. That's pretty good.
This is hard though, man, because like. Again, like putting into perspective, like I literally thought this was just something. Again, it's only 108 proof, so the old Carter. So I thought it was something kind of low proof. Again, very fruity. I wouldn't even have thought that it was an old Carter. You know what I mean? Like that was really good to throw in a blind.
Yeah. Sorry, what was my A again? That's the only one that I forgot.
Your A was the Green River.
Oh yeah, that's right, Green River.
The Hickory pick, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
$10 super chat from EJ. Posters help. Happy Thanksgiving. Cheers, EJ. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. You are in it to win it, my friend. JG says Dan got beat by Stunt Double Dan.
No, that's a tie, technically.
It's a tie, right? Yeah, we tied. We tied. Yeah. That's hard. This is hard, man. This is very difficult. Like, there's so many different things you can kind of throw into these categories that can just really throw somebody off. I mean, the thing is like proof, right? Like proof is. So what was the highest proof thing I had? The ECBP, right?
Yeah, so that would have. I think that's around 130, and then Nashville Barrel would have been the second highest proof.
Yeah.
Weller's at like 113. Old Carter's at like 108. So I mean that makes it hard. That was one of the challenges I thought of trying to set up the blind was proof point in combination with what you're picking.
No, I agree, man. I think again, I think this is very well thought out, and the whole idea with throwing the hickory in there was to have something that's super high proof, leading off with it to see if you thought that maybe that would be like the one. It doesn't drink like 131 though in proof though, right?
No. I would have guessed like. Probably around like low 120s, 122, 124, something in that. And it's funny because with that one, I was like, I feel like that could be in the spot that it should have been in. But I was like, it had something to it that made me think that it could be more. So I'm like, it messes with your head too when you think about it.
It does. It does, man. Again, I mean, this is. You had two finished whiskeys in yours. You know what I mean? I had. nothing was finished, right? In yours?
No, nothing was finished.
Yeah, nothing finished. All bourbon for
Well, I mean,
you.
I guess technically the NBC is double oaked.
Well,
It
but
sits in the Kelvin. But yeah, nothing that was like wine finished or anything
no,
like
this
that.
this is actually a lot of fun. It is. This is very difficult, and I think, I mean, you could, I mean, depending on what you have whiskey wise, you could really get into something that's $30 and under and really mess with somebody. So
Yeah.
I mean, Turks, what bottles do you guys have that are $30 and under that you could really mess with somebody with? I know you guys got a lot over there.
Ooh.
$30 and under. That's a hard price point. I think early times, like y'all probably are.
I was gonna pour that, but I know I knew Eric had an early time, so I was like, yeah.
I think that would mess with people just because it is so good, especially the older bottlings of it. I think a benchmark foolproof.
That's what I was gonna grab. This
or
one.
a benchmark bonded might mess with folks.
That would. I had thought about that as well, but because I had put
I'll be right back, guys. Hold on, my pizza's here.
Oh, he's got. But yeah, because I had put that Weller in there, I
Yeah,
felt that was you would have had to do like one or the other, and I was curious where that Weller would land.
yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. You had to pick and choose.
And I'm only surprised where he put it because initially, like the first round, he liked a lot of the flavor profile, but then as he went back to it, he kept calling out these weird notes that he got. So I'm surprised that he placed it as high as he did. Once he was like, "Oh, I taste mint on this," or "Oh, I taste this," I'm like, "Oh, he's gonna place that down a little bit more." So that's interesting.
I think this one would be interesting too. The new Jim Beam Black.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Because similar profiles as the Evan Williams 1983, at least to me, but the nuttiness in there is gonna evoke like some Knob Creek vibes and throw people off for that reason too.
it's
What
funny that
It's a hard price point. Old Forester rye. The Old Forester 100 proof rye. That one too, I think.
that might mess with people.
I think A messed with me the most as far as throwing me off of what the price point was for the whiskey. Just because it's got all of that cherry in it. It was making me think that it was something that, but like I said, there's something about that oak though that was familiar.
Yeah.
Dan, what do you got? Some breadsticks there, man?
Garlic knots.
Garlic nuts. All right.
I gotta get classy here at some point. You know?
Yeah. You have some drinks in you and you just go right for the old garlic knot, huh?
Yep. I usually eat those on the way home, but we'll see what happens. Actually, you know what? I think these are the lava cakes. Never mind. These are lava cakes. You ever had them from there?
Dude, I haven't eaten Domino's and I can't even tell you how long. I don't even know where a Domino's is near me.
Look at those lava cakes, man. That is chocolatey goodness right there, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Eric, thank you for that, man. That was fun, buddy.
That was fun. It took a lot of thought to, just get anywhere close to where you should be, right?
I agree. I mean, for anybody who can nail that completely, man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's very tough.
Yeah. Like I said, there's just such a wide variety that can fit into each price point and stuff that hits above where it's priced. And then when you do it blind, it's like, where do you want to put some of this stuff,
Well, there goes the A1C. Kirkland has a Barton sourced bottle to bond for under $30. Really?
Yep.
Kirkland does?
Yeah, that's the one that they put out a year or two ago. Yeah, the one that's actually has 1792 on the label.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't remember that. So is it interesting? I don't know. That's a very
Because
interesting.
they did 3. They did a bottled and bond. They did a single barrel, and they did a shit. What was the third one?
Foolproof?
Was it a foolproof? It might
I
have
think
been.
they did a foolproof.
So that didn't they have a high age release too recently? Or maybe not recently, but like didn't they have like a very high age release, Kirkland's? Or am I thinking of something else?
I mean, they do those fairly regularly.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last bourbon high age release they did. The last one I remember was a Scotch.
Man, I swear they had like a 24-year or something like that. Maybe not.
Yeah, I know they do those Alexander Murray releases fairly regularly, at least. Let's see though. I'm curious now.
You said Alexander
Also-
Murray?
Yeah, Alexander Murray. Interesting note. This handy has an NFC tag in the top.
Ah,
I pulled the top off and I was like, wait a second, that's a freaking microchip. And I tapped it to my phone, and sure enough, it loads up the details on handy.
Okay.
interesting. How do you like it?
Oh man, this
It's
year is
really
better
good.
than last year.
Yeah.
Fruitier.
Yeah, last year was floral and spicy. This one's fruity, then floral, then spicy.
Ah. What's the proof difference?
I think like 4.
3 or 4 points. Yeah,
So
this
this
one's
is
127,
127.2.
127, and the other's 124.
Yeah.
All right, so the 24-year was a Scotch. Okay, interesting. I swore Kirkland had some kind of high age bourbon. Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, they probably did, man.
That's
Yeah.
I feel like you're right on that. I vaguely remember something along those lines.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
not.
was something very high aged.
That's what I thought.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe it was the Scotch. I don't know. Eric, you doing any barrel picks this year, man? You got anything local?
Nah. I mean, the only barrel picks I would do would be with you, Dan.
What's your availability like?
I mean, as long as it's not like the only thing that kept me from some stuff this year was just proximity to other stuff that I already had to take time off of work for, where it was just like I can't take, a couple days off, 2 weeks apart or 3 weeks apart or whatever. So I would say availability is fine. Like I can definitely get away, just as long as I don't have anything else that I'm obligated to be at close to that time frame. So you keep inviting me, and I'll keep coming.
Gotta figure out what the hell else you're gonna do. What was that, Ethan? I'm sorry.
Oh, I actually didn't say anything, but I was going to just point out Skimmy's comment in chat. He said there was a 20-year bourbon recently.
So, like, see that makes me think though. Like, so who do they source through bourbon wise? Barton.
I think so, mostly.
Mostly Barton.
Yeah. Wish I could
I don't
find some
know.
full rules of single barrel picks, high proof, high Rick. Man,
Those are harder to find.
yeah.
Sometimes the distillery has them.
Yeah, they do have those. Yeah, those releases, those higher, like,
But
well,
even
mainly
less,
the higher tiers, like what is it, six as high as it goes, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, it's been a while since we've seen the higher tiers.
Dan, are you gonna open
What's up,
up the chat here to anybody else that wants to jump on now that we're?
I did.
Where is everybody?
I put the link in there if anybody wants to hop on, guys. You're more than welcome.
Come join.
We're done now, so.
I must have scared everybody away.
Doubtful. It must have been Ethan.
Nobody wants
I think
to.
a lot of people are watching football, man.
Yeah, nobody wants to come talk conspiracy theories with us, Dan. What's going on?
God damn it! That's my favorite. You got any good new ones lately?
Dude, I'm running out of them. All the ones, that I thought of before, they've all been proven to be true. So now I just don't have anything left, I guess.
Bourbon Engineer says, "Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope everyone has a great pour. Turkalo Trace with my father-in-law. Nice. Oh, was that the what was that called? What was that thing called? I saw a picture of that bottle.
It's the Elkwood Reserve, I believe.
Yeah. How about that? That's pretty wild, huh? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dan, did we go to the moon?
We definitely went. We went somewhere.
I think we have been to the moon. When we first talked about it, I don't know, but I think we've definitely been to the moon now. But
there's so much questionable stuff around that. I wasn't really trying to get into the weeds about that, but it's just like we did it at that time point, and then nobody else did it afterwards, and they just the president had a conversation with the astronauts. He just picked up a landline and just talked to them. Like what? A lot of that shit doesn't make sense. Come on.
Conspiracy theories are true. Just give it 6 months. There you go, Josh Fritz. That's what I'm talking about.
I like when they say Netflix couldn't stream a Jake Paul fight without it, looking blurry and everything like that. But yeah, we went to the moon and stream that live from whatever millions of miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Some points.
Church, did you guys get one of those private batches from Limestone?
It came today. It's downstairs. I can't wait to crack it. We might have to.
Yeah. Well, how long did you order it straight through them?
Yeah.
Yep. It came pretty quick.
Yeah, we ordered it last Tuesday and it was here today.
Damn. Okay, that's quick. Huh.
So Dan, speaking of picks, what is
Eric? No way we've been to the damn moon. We've been to the moon now, man.
I don't know. There's also that I forget what it's called, but there's extreme radiation at a certain point before you get there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You gotta remember, man, we got all kinds of stuff to block radiation though.
Okay.
That was like a whole conspiracy theory about old houses, right? How old houses were filled with lead paint, and it would block radiation, and all of a sudden, lead paint went to the wayside, and then.
Well, I guess if my tinfoil hat can block out the radiation, they probably found something for those spaceships, right?
I remember seeing something about that. The old houses with the lead paint, but.
The thing about lead paint, though, is that you don't remove paint off the walls; you just encapsulate it. So, you just paint over it.
Right.
So it's not like it's not there anymore. I guess you could.
It's still there.
At a certain point, you could say, "Well, new houses at this point and beyond, you don't have that." But I don't know.
Yeah, Skippy says the Van Allen belt. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah, the Van Allen belt. Yeah.
Dan, the old Carter Club pick sample I tried was tremendous. Yeah, that is a good pick, man. That's that's a pretty good bottle. I don't have. I think that was it. I think that sample I poured you was the end of it.
Oh,
If I'm not
nice.
mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you're doing Barrel King for a membership. Is that your only membership currently, Dan?
Yes.
Okay.
That is it.
And I'm curious what you think about it, because I did just get the Mesh and Journey Barrel King pick, which I think is pretty damn good, and I think that what Barrel King is doing is good. But what do you think about like as as far as getting 12? It's what, one bottle a month, right? So like 12 of them a year of just Barrel King. What do you think about that?
I mean, I've enjoyed everything that I've tried from them so far. Like, I don't buy any additional bottles.
Right. Well, then why would you need to? I mean, 12 bottles a year of just that is plenty, I feel like.
No, I mean, the stuff I've tried from them has been pretty good. I mean, I have a handful of them up here. I have one here, one in there. But I mean, I think they're blending very well. I think with them having Matt in there, blending, I think is definitely a win. It's a plus. So,
is it too much to get one a month? Like if they offered like a 6 bottle a year membership, would that be the sweet spot, or are you like just not?
6 bottle a year would be good. 6 bottle a year would be great.
6 bottles a year, not a month. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for us, like we joined them, but we're 4.5 hours from Barrel King, so we can join the local club and just go pick them up.
Pick it up, yeah.
So it's a little bit cheaper in that regards. So it's like $100 a month.
Oh, okay.
So it makes sense, right? Like, because that's on par with NBC, a little bit cheaper.
Yeah.
Plus it's not that far.
Yeah.
Says, anyone have thoughts on the Maker's Mark Lost Recipe bottle? Just picked it up recently, trying it tonight. I have not.
I haven't tried that one. I know Vic was saying it was good compared to like the Heart release. He said.
I mean, that Heart release was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a sample of that somewhere over here.
You're not wrong, Bourbon Engineer.
And so I feel it's crazy. I feel like that's where the value is at right now, is with people that are doing like MGP well, like Nashville Barrel Company, I would say is doing it well.
Yeah.
Backbone, stuff like that. Like your Ewing Station pick that's going to be $65 for an 8-year MGP. Like that's stuff like that is, I don't know. That's where your value is right now. I feel like
Backbone for sure is value. Like I think Dara is going to release one on Friday. Scott and Jason are releasing one on Friday, and I think Dara's is a 10-year bourbon, if I'm not mistaken. It's an Old Bone. It's an Old Bones label, and it's like $89.
Yeah.
Before shipping, which really isn't bad. Not for a 10-year MGP.
Yeah.
I think that every of those 3 bottles that you put out, I really like them all. But yeah, the Sticky Icky for the value.
Yes.
$50 for what you got. It was like a freaking candy bar in a glass.
Yeah.
Awesome profile. And then I really liked the boot clapper as well.
The rye's great, man.
I thought that was a fantastic bottle, yeah.
That rye has such a very unique profile to it.
It's funny because you told me you're like, oh, we got 3 of them and everything. Like, I don't know if we needed a rye too or something like that. So I bought 2 of each. The Dusty Wonka 2. I got 2 of the Sticky Icky, and then I only got 1 of the rye. And I kind of wish that I had 2 of the rye as well.
Yeah,
because it was damn good.
It was good. Old Boats 10, it was amazing. My first experience with was it OPD? I don't know what that is. There's you mean Old Dragon Bones, Richie? So if we have a tie on The Price is Right, did Dan and Eric do a spinoff? No. No. No spinoff, just no, I mean it was, you don't really have to turn it into a competition, but it is pretty fun though, man. It's it becomes difficult because you're really kind of getting invested into what you're tasting and trying to bring it down to like the smallest level, and it's hard. That was tough. I mean, I thought that Old Carter was something that it definitely wasn't. Being that it was Dickel completely threw me off.
It's a really interesting point for value, right? It's a really interesting point on some of these higher priced bottles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's I would have never thought. I mean, I know I was getting fruit notes on it, but I didn't think that it was Dickel. So
it's the blind aspect of it as well too, because sometimes when you know what you're drinking and you're like, okay, it's only 108 proof or whatever, but you're like, oh, it's got these intricacies and blah blah blah. Like you start to rationalize why it costs that much.
Yep.
Versus when you drink it versus other things, then sometimes it makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And then you also, like, when you're doing it, you don't want to be wrong by a lot, is the thing. So, like, it's funny because, like, so with your sample A with the Green River, I was like, there's something familiar about it. It was like that cherry, but there was something in the oak, and I was like, is it something like, George T. Stagg or something that you're going to just freaking blindside me with, and I don't want to be like the idiot that's like, oh, I think this GTS is a $70 bottle, And you go the opposite way, and you put it in a category higher than probably where it hit. So,
yeah, I think this kind of setup is just enough to give you that little bit of palate fatigue going up and down through the blinds, to where it does definitely throw you off, like, and guessing. You know what I mean? Because I think you start overthinking too, like to your point. Cheers, everyone! Cheers, everyone! Bourbon. What's going on, Mark? Cheers, my friend.
Yeah. Plus, there's other factors in there, like, so with like the finished whiskey with Sample D, I'm like, yeah, it's well put together, it's good balance and everything. I'm like, it tastes finished, and I'm like, I don't know where to put that. And it's funny because when I was picking from a $200 bottle or whatever, Foregate was definitely an option, and I was like, I kind of don't want to throw anything finished in there because it throws it off a little bit too much. You're like, where do you put it?
Yeah.
Because finishing, there's obviously an expense to it with the cask and everything like that. So it's going to be higher price, but you're like, where does it land? Because there's a lot of finishes out there,
Definitely agree with that, man.
But I know it was well done. I at least put it at $150 range or $100 to $150 range. So I'm not crazy far off or anything like that. But
it's funny because I was gonna throw in an Old Carter. I was gonna put in the Old Carter Bourbon Batch 15.
Nice.
But I literally have it sitting right there, and I was like, yeah, I don't know.
Me and Dan are gonna send each other the mirror blind by accident.
Yeah. Evan Williams, Old Carter.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, some of those whiskeys could be in my top 10 this year. I mean, some of them are pretty good, man. I mean, I wouldn't put the Green River in there because it's a single barrel, but it's still good.
But I also knew when I put yours together, I knew with that kryptonite, like with how well it had done for me, blinding it and everything, that I knew that it would finish well in there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the things that I was like, oh, well, some people, I forget what that was. What was it, $109 or something like that? I think if you bought it now, it would be like 129, but it was like 109 at the time. And I'm like, that's one that hits so well above its price point,
It's funny. I actually really like that release. It's just funny because all the NBCs have such like different. Even though they may be similar in profile, they all kind of have their own little. They all kind of fall into their own little category.
Yeah.
So
right, like some may come off much darker than others. Like the DT, definitely more on the darker side. Whereas like the Sonic Boom goes off more on that fruity kind of effervescent side. Even though there's kind of in that same roughly that same age range, like I just love the variation of all of that, man.
So I think that's one of the things that's interesting with them is that like when we were down there, I know me and you, we did a flight or two off of what they had on the wall, and it's like everything's good, but they really have some stuff that is exceptional within that. And because there's so much of it, as like your average person that's just from the outside looking in, that maybe doesn't know all the details of what's what, or doesn't have a group that they align with or something like that, it's very easy for somebody to go, oh, NBC, that's awesome whiskey, and then to just get like a down the middle pick and then just be like, it wasn't really, like, it was good, but it wasn't anything special. So it's one of those things that I feel like you have to either be behind the group that picked it, or be like, an Adam Shelton or like the Turks or something like that know everything about it, and then go, okay, this is the one,
Fritz, so reverse engineering, the only person I know and have talked to about that was Ian from MGP, and I did send him something. I sent him a sample of some of the Old Quaker to do whatever he needs to do with whatever he would need to do to try to reverse engineer that. I wouldn't know where to begin, to be honest with you, but I'm sure he would. And I don't know if that means going back and getting like tasting notes or trying to figure out if that was a yellow corn or a white corn, or if it was a hybrid. I don't know. I don't know how he would reverse engineer it, but I know that I had talked to him backstage about doing something like that, so I want to make sure I send him an additional sample to try to do something with. So we'll see. I don't know. I know that when we visited MGP, the talk from him was that he wanted to revive that label. He wanted to bring back the Old Quaker label. So I don't know. I'm sure that at that point, if he told me about it, he probably has something in the works. But I wanted to give him that just to see if there was any way that, if there was anything that he can get from that, the yeast or whatever, I don't know.
That's so crazy because you think about what is it that made the whiskey taste that way? Was it the barrels? Was it the difference in what they were producing as far as the, corn and grains and stuff like that, non-GMO? Like, what was it at that time, that made it taste that way? But that's pretty cool. If you had something to do with him, giving a a nod to that old throwback label and trying to match some type of profile to that, and you had some sort of hand in that. That's pretty cool, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, so it is interesting to think that, I mean, there's been a couple people who try to kind of come back with some of the labels, like some of the old Maryland style labels, right? The Sherbrooke and the Pride of Indiana and the Mount Vernon and stuff like that. And I mean, obviously they don't taste anywhere near what they used to, but I am very curious as to what he plans on doing with that sample. Again, I don't know if there truly is a way to reverse engineer it, or like I said, like pull the yeast from it. I don't know. I don't know what they can do. I mean, those guys are all.
You updated on that?
I mean, last I talked to him maybe a few weeks ago, so I don't, I'm not 100% sure like as to what he's doing. He probably won't tell me, to be honest with you. It's probably not for me to know, but
he'd have to kill you if
it's one of those type deals. I'm sure with that kind of stuff, there's probably like a some kind of disclosure or something like that. So,
just the nature of distilling, they're not going to be able to pull that yeast out because the yeast that would have been there in the mash is mostly gone. Anything that did make it through is going to be killed by the distillation process.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they can do with it, to be honest with you. I mean, they're all the science heads, man. I have no idea.
Yeah,
probably I think what they'll do is. Sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
No, go ahead, man.
I'm going to say, at least you would taste it to try and be like, okay, what can we do to the whiskey through this process or through the mash bill to try and achieve something similar to that flavor profile? Like, what can we tweak in there and guess at it that way? But I don't know. I'm not a science guy, so Ethan, you tell us what they're really going to do, all right?
Yeah, well, I think they'll obviously do some of that, right? I think that'll be the first and foremost. But then after that, I think they'll get really nerdy with the chemistry of it. And they'll start looking at the actual chemical compounds that are there in that distillate and looking at how they can replicate those compounds, right? Because that's one thing about whiskey in the past 20 years. It's gotten a lot better because of that, right? They know what's causing some of these flavors, and they're able to look for some of those compounds. And that's why, like, if you ever get Nancy on, whenever she's been doing a lot of tasting, she'll start to get real nerdy talking about the vanillins and the lanolins and things like that, and all those compounds that for most of us that are just completely Greek, right? But for the people who are doing this day in and day out, they know exactly what they're looking for, and they know how to find it.
Yeah, yeah. Josh first says they got to be able to deconstruct it at a molecular level. I mean, again, who knows, man? Like, I mean, these guys are all super smart. You know what I mean? Like, I agree with you. There's got to be some kind of way they can kind of break it down. And I mean, I don't know if I gave him enough of a sample to do that with. I don't know. But we'll see. Again, and it's probably not something he could tell me anyway. So, but I just thought it was really cool. He's trying to bring back that label.
Dan, have you heard about what Bourbon Pursuit's doing with some of their old labels? And I say their old labels.
Melwood.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's going to be 3 different labels. Melwood is one of them, and then there's 2 others I forget. I was looking for it, but actually there's another one. Old Anvil is another, and I forget the third.
There's a few of them.
As far as I know, there's going to be 3. So the Old Anvil, the Melwood, and something else. But they're doing that because they're on the site of the old Melwood distillery, so they're able to kind of resurrect some of those labels and use them. But that won't be nearly as much looking at the old brands and trying to find that old whiskey. They'll just be kind of reusing that label and trying to use some of the history there.
Yeah, I was actually I saw a guy on secondary post a bottle of something for sale. Let me see if I can find it. And next to him was a bottle of Melwood. And I just randomly asked him, I was like, hey, any interest in moving that Melwood? And he said not at the moment, but to me it almost looks pre-pro. Not 100% sure on the age because I didn't really ask him about it, but Let me show you a picture of what it looks like. Let's see. So here's a picture of that Melwood, and it's gorgeous. Looks like a big boy too, maybe a liter. Let me zoom in here.
You should solo yourself, yeah.
Yeah.
Just double click on yourself. There you go.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's the old one.
Yeah. That's an oldie. But like I said, that wasn't for sale. It was that OKI that was for sale.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like it almost might be pre-pro.
So, Derby Town
dark shit.
is the third label. Derby Town. Sorry.
Derby Town.
Yeah.
Derby Town.
I don't know if I ever heard of Derby Town.
I haven't. I definitely haven't.
Yeah, it's.
Look who we have. Hello.
What's
up?
Dan says OKI. It's like lighting the bat signal for us. Get in here.
Jeff's a little genie, the OKI genie.
OKI, Boone County.
Our very own Beetlejuice.
Jeff, in celebration of you, buddy, I'm going to pour some of this Turkapalooza.
Oh, I should probably not do that because we need this bottle the rest of the week.
Wow.
I shared this over the weekend, and that was fun, but a retroactively bad mistake. But
I was always trying to think of the bourbon engineer. You got it. Cheers. It's all bourbon engineer. That stuff is dark, man. That Melwood is super dark.
So I found a little bit on the old Melwood, Dan. The distillery itself, at least. So it opened in like the 1860 or 1880, one of the two. It closed in 1918 due to prohibition. After the repeal, it reopened as General Distilling Company, and they continued to produce the Melwood brand. And then General Distilling closed in the 60s.
Yep.
So it's either pre-pro or it's that reopened batch from the 30s to the 60s.
I mean, I don't know. The strip almost looks like it's. I can barely see it, like right on the side. It almost looks like it might be pre-pro, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, don't forget to get in on this giveaway, folks. Dan is.
Yeah, guys, if anybody else is interested in this giveaway, there's 4 sample packs going about, and there's also a bottle of the Sonic Boom that I'm giving away for the holidays, guys. So 4 different sample packs, 3 from me, 1 from Paul P, and then a bottle of the Sonic Boom. And then we have 2 bottles to give away for the Patreon monthly giveaway. I did forget it last month. So we have the standard release of the Smoke Eye Hill, that one, and then we also have a bottle of the Old Dominic once these are released. I will buy one specifically for that winner. So Jeff just woke up from his nap.
So I've decided I'm going to need a few of these, Jack.
Oh yeah, these are good.
Few. Just a few.
Eric, you gotta make sure you grab 1 or 2 of these.
They're dangerous.
Night, Sandy. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, Sandy.
Okay. Cheers, Eric.
I love the berry. That berry profile and that spice is just a perfect mixture as it kind of slowly kind of pulls down into the finish. And it's got a medium to long finish on it too. I'm really curious as to what's going to happen once this has a little bit of time with air, as it kind of just sits around for a little bit.
Honestly, even based off of what's happened to my bottle already, Dan, the rye calms down and the sweet oak emerges more and more. Seems to be the.
I mean, I'm already starting to get that sweet oak on it. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, I didn't get it as much on the first time I've tried it as to now, but that sweet oak is definitely there on the back of the palate, man. With that fruity, oh man, God, it's so good. I love
it's
that.
getting stronger and stronger.
And I'm glad it's not a bitter oak, because that may offset a lot of that fruitiness that you're getting from that, a lot of that sweetness. But that luckily it's like a sweet oak on this, and it's. Do you know, Jeff? Do you know if they have anything that's older than 8 years that they ever put out?
I never saw, at least amongst the picks that I saw locally and that Kelsey got his hands on in Arkansas, I never saw anything older than 8. Mostly they were typically around 7 years. So even ours is one of the older ones.
I think the
Eric
only
Damaris
things
with a $20 super chat. Eric says, "Let's go." Eric, thank you, buddy. And again,
It's time to get the giveaways going.
yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on here, man. Thank you.
the only ones
What were you
older
saying?
than 8 were those wheat whiskeys, weren't they, Jeff? Weren't they like 9, like 8, 9, some 9 age stated?
7, 8, 9 as well on
Yeah.
those. But I did see some older of the wheat whiskeys. I still might have one, or I killed it finally.
Yeah, we have a couple
Or I killed
around.
I feel like if you're going to do a wheat whiskey, you need more age to it than you do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
a
and
bourbon,
these
for
things
sure.
are very rich.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're very well aged. I don't know where.
So
ours are.
I'm curious because I won one of the raffles for the Penelope Founders estate, the wheat whiskey 11 year. Haven't picked it up yet, but DMC said that he lives like 40 minutes from there and he can pick it up. So I'm curious as to what that profile tastes like at 11 years. 11-year wheat whiskey. I know that the wheat whiskey from Middle West is great.
What about the
Frey
wheat
Ranch.
whiskey that we got at
Frey
Heaven
Ranch
Hill?
is another one.
Which one?
Heaven.
Which one, Eric?
The one that we got at Heaven Hill. The
Oh, that thing.
stock.
The select stock?
Yeah.
That thing's delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one hits too. Jeff, you said Frey Ranch, right?
Yeah, Frey Ranch.
Yeah.
Yep.
If we're going to talk about wheat whiskey, we got to talk about New Holland.
It's true.
Uh,
The old, yeah. The name,
The whip and yeah,
yeah.
the
Those
old whip.
Yeah.
small barrels.
small barrels.
Particularly that whip.
So, just for confirmation, I think we're good for a New Holland. I think we're good for New Holland. So,
Awesome.
yeah, I just haven't threw out a date to them yet, but they said all those dates are open within that, within May. So, I think New Holland is a go in May. So,
Sweet.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. I like that you're doing something that not everybody else is doing. I feel like there's
yeah,
some
I
releases
mean,
that people
that was
gravitate
kind of the
towards.
goal. I mean, I put it out on Patreon what people wanted, because I mean, I can't move picks like some of these groups, right? Like I can't. But I wanted to put a feeler out there to see what people wanted, and that was one of the ones that was a fairly high vote. So, and I know from what I've tried from them. I mean, that stuff blew me away. I mean, that stuff is fantastic.
Yeah.
That old whip. Oh my God, that's so good. And then there was another one that I tried too. I can't remember what that one was, but I think it was from Gary. I think he brought like two of them to one of the meetups. Yeah, I can't remember what it was. But
Gary's pours will definitely
Yeah.
catch your attention. But
Yeah.
even at the tasting at Bourbon in the Barn, I mean, you got to go through all those
Mhm.
fun ones and experimental stuff, and that was just a fun booth. I think I hung out. I think I spent half of my tickets, whenever they actually took tickets.
Yep.
Yeah, you did too.
Yep. They have a malted rye, I think they call it the Walleye Run, that they're starting to put out as a regular release now. It'd be really cool if we could try one of those barrels, because that is a really fun pour. Now,
What
depending on
is
size,
it, a rye or a wheat?
I'm sorry.
Is it a rye or a wheated?
Yeah, I think it's all malted rye,
Okay.
but I mean that malted rye just gives it a really, really weird profile, but it's delicious at the same time. malted rye has been some of the most fun stuff for me this year. Like the highest of rye, for example, right? That little bit of malted rye in there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Eric, did you try that solo now, not in a blind? Have you ever tried that pour before?
Which pour? Oh, the highest.
The highest rye.
No, that was the first time. First time for me drinking it. I'll pour the rest of the sample in the glass now.
Yeah, I mean, now that you're not in a blind, I mean, just trying it. It's actually, I really like that pour. I think it's great, man.
Well, that's what messed me up with everything was the price. Trying to put it in a price point, you're just like, this is really good, and I have to try and group it into a category and not look like an idiot. I think Jeff would be.
Well, I don't work tomorrow. Yes, man. That's usually how I feel after some of these lives. I the majority of the time I take off on Tuesdays because going into work and driving would probably not be the best idea. Seeing a shelf while I run ride today. Would like to try it before I buy. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can try it, definitely worth a try because it's not going to be for everybody. Because I think the version they had up there was like 90 or 95 proof, but it's a fun pour.
Jeff, what are you sipping on right now? The Holy Station?
Yep, I got a little bit left there, but otherwise I'm going to be empty here in 3, 2, 1.
I mean, do you need me to send some of this to somebody?
Do what now?
Do you need me to send some of this to somebody so you can drink some more of your bottle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. We'll be good.
Okay.
I just got to make it last for, Wednesday and then Friday and make sure we got time for promotion stuff, When I took it, though, on Saturday night, I just opened it up and I was real excited about it. And I took it to a bottle share. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to lay it there. No one's going to touch it. It's just fueling station. Like, I'm not even going to hype it or nothing. I'm just going to lay it on the table. Man, people went after that thing. I was like, oh, geez. When it got down to the halfway point, I was like, I've made a mistake. I need to take that off.
Good part about that, at least it was free. So,
yeah. And Josh Fritz mentioned the Frey Ranch Farm Strength, and I cannot wait to see what happens with their blends now that Nancy's working with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that who she's with now?
Yeah, she posted 3-4 months ago now that she was working with. She was out there in Fallon,
working with the Freys.
Yeah, working with them, and so I really want to see what she does there because I mean Wyoming whiskey, right? Before she started doing their blends were okay, but then she really showed them how to blend their whiskey, and it like those national park releases that Wyoming has. If y'all haven't tried those, y'all need to try them. Is
she still doing stuff with Magnus? Is she still doing that just on the side or
Magnus?
Magnus.
Magnus. Oh yeah. So to my knowledge, yes. I don't know the specifics, but to my knowledge, yeah. But I think her contract is actually with the parent of Magnus, who is it's the owner of Coppercraft.
I forget.
Oh shit! I forget now.
I didn't know those two brands were even related.
Neither did I.
All those Coppercraft single barrels were picked by Nancy.
What?
Oh shit!
That explains a lot.
Or at least that's
that's
the rumor. I haven't heard it from her lips though.
Murray Hill is another one.
Yeah, the Murray Hill, all the Magnus brands. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually just bought one of these today, which would be the first time in a few years, like the
Nice.
100 proof.
Nice.
This was like my go-to for so long, and I've not had a bottle of it in the house for a while. So I wanted to compare it to the Copper and Cask cigar blend too, just to see the differences there.
Josh Fritz says Murray Hill. Oh, you know what? I do have that Murray Hill that Dave sent me, the batch 4.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, finished in Calvados.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's so decadent. It's so rich.
Try that.
So
real quick.
appley. It's like an apple fritter in a glass. We had a couple pours of it. One was at Bardstown Blitz. Ben shared a pour with us, but the first one was Isaiah's when we were at the Cali meetup. He brought a bottle of it.
So I'm curious. Everyone in the chat, what is the release that you guys are most excited to try? Whether it's released now or something that's coming out this year. What are you guys looking forward to trying the most? What about you guys on screen? What do you want to try?
It's easy for me because I haven't tried any Russell's Reserve 15, so that's like a no-brainer.
Gotcha.
Oh man.
Jeffrey, what about you?
I don't know. It's such a tough question these days.
So Nick
trying to
Allman
think if
says
there's-
Coy Hill. Okay.
If there's anything left on my dance card, let's see.
I forgot I killed that Coy Hill. I was going to say otherwise I'll send you a sample.
That's not the Coy Hill that we were chugging down in Joe Gray's basement, was it?
I don't know. I think that was his, but I think I did chug mine here, and it's gone. So
You're
No,
not
that was your bottle,
90
Dan.
Urban Cash Hazmat. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yep. I'm looking forward to that too.
Let's see.
All of that I can get Coy Hill, Russell's or 15. Okay. Reynolds says Coy Hill. Okay. Yeah. Ethan, the DeVos family.
What?
The DeVos family, is that who it was for the family part of Coppercraft?
Possibly. I'm not finding very much information beyond Coppercraft. But I'm kind of wondering if that's why Magnus moved to Holland, Michigan. Because I don't know if y'all remember, but a few years back, Magnus was based out of D.C. And they literally got bought and moved all their stock up to Holland, Michigan. Well, that's where Coppercraft is out of. So I'm wondering if that's why they moved, because Coppercraft bought them and then moved everything up.
Yeah.
Well,
I thought they were out of Rhode Island.
Who?
Oh no, I always conflate those.
You're thinking Copper and Cask.
Yes, I always do
Makes
that.
sense.
Yes,
Holland.
that makes
Copper.
sense. Now that makes sense. Now I'm on the same page.
Okay,
It
so
just
Brian's
took- it
cooling
just
us a
took an
little bit. DeVos owns Holland, Coppercraft, and Magnus.
Okay, that makes sense now.
I understand that, Jeff. I still do it sometimes.
Yeah. He'll do it when we're in the store, and I'm like, no,
yeah, you got Copper and Kings, Copper, Cooper's
Yeah.
Craft. You got
You know, there was one
Copper
bottle
Kings.
that got posted that caught my eye. Gosh, probably 2 weeks ago. I'd never heard of it before. It's Holiday, but it was cave finished. And apparently they have a bunch of different finishes. I am totally intrigued by that.
So it's their like distillery only releases.
Okay.
What you got, Eric?
Yeah, from what I've heard, it's their distillery only releases or the cave finishes.
Smoke Wagon?
Nice. Smoke Wagon single barrel?
Yeah.
How old is that one?
It is a 7-year-old. It's 118 proof, and it's a 51, 39, 10.
So that's the highest the rye mash bill then, most likely.
A lot of the Smoke Wagon single barrels are the
Yeah.
highest rye mash bill. Yep.
So you said you haven't had the bottle, but that should be the same mash bill there, Eric.
Yeah. I think I got on the sample that you sent me, Dan, I felt like there was more citrus in it than this, where this is very berry forward and kind of jammy and stuff like that up front before you get that rye spice, where I felt like the highest rye there was maybe a little bit more citrus fruit in there. But
Cheers,
Really?
Art Sanchez with a $20 super chat. It says, been listening, going down the road, finally done for the day. Cheers, Art. Glad you're safe, man.
Yeah, as
You're in it to win it, my friend.
as far
Thanks,
as the
Art.
different profiles, Eric, I'm with you, man. I've had some of those single barrels that are good, the highest rye mash bill, but the blend, the Shelfer, has been my favorite of them so far.
Nice.
Those who like Ace Smith Bowman, they're nice limited Abraham Bowman Oak Series, American Oak Lotto is open. You must go to the distillery to pick it up yourself. If you win, let me know. I'll meet up.
And
Nice.
do it with you.
Fun.
Hell yeah. And
That
do
was
it
so much
tomorrow.
fun that
Oh,
day
yeah.
that he did that for us.
Oh, that was great. That was great. Art, again, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Much appreciated, buddy.
How much longer do you want to let him go? Another 8
We'll
minutes?
let him go for 8 more minutes, guys. We'll do the giveaway at 11 o'clock. 8 more minutes. If anybody wants to get into the super chat again, we have so a 3-pack of samples from me. We have the Barrels for Hope NBC pick, and then a Barrels for Hope Knob Creek pick. That is one set of samples. A Disco Series 12 and an Old Dominic sample. That's for me. And then an Old Dominic sample and a Four Roses 2024 for me as well. And then I'm giving away a bottle of the Sonic Boom tonight from Nashville Barrel Company, the entire bottle. And then Paul P has a giveaway of samples of a whole bunch of MGP. Not sure exactly what's in there, but that is coming from Paul. And then I swear there was something else. Am I forgetting something?
I think that's everything, actually.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
13th Century Bourbon Reserve 2024, 141.4 proof. What is that? 13th Century Bourbon Reserve? What is that?
Would it be 13th century
colony
or 13th
makes sense.
colony?
Yeah, I was going to say colony makes sense. Century.
Oh, yeah, I was going to, yeah, okay. That's what I was, yeah.
Not sure though.
141.4 proof. Woo!
That's some hot stuff.
Excited to blind the Wild Turkey paper label 70th in 2016 Bunker Kentucky
From
Spirit
Colorado,
Wednesday.
13th century. Look that up.
Evaporated. Man, that Wild Turkey 70th is really good, man. I really like that bottle. I think it's, again, with those spices toned down, you get way more of that flavor on the palate. You're not, because I mean, turkey already comes off spicy as it is on the palate. Obviously not from the proof, but just the baking spices and the cinnamon. But I mean, with that 70th tuned down a little bit, more of that fruit forwardness comes out and that sweetness comes out. It's really nice. No, I still got the Patreon giveaways. Still doing that. We're doing that at 11 o'clock, John. 11 o'clock. 2 Patreon bottle giveaways, and then the sample giveaways. We'll do 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at this
Tom
13th colony here. 141 proof, 7 to 9 years, 12% rye mash bill. Says it's crafted at the base of Colorado's Pike Peak.
Pikes Peak?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Gotta have a good story behind it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was from some kind of battle, I thought, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Forget the
You-
mash bill. Forget, where it came from, any of that stuff. If you don't have a good story, I'm not buying it.
Jeff's bottle's still blown inside them. Really cool. Wild Turkey 70, this stuff, man. Hoping to find another bottle. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to drink this one slowly, but it's really, really good. I really like that 70th.
I bought 4 of them, and all at MSRP, and at the store, and they're They're like, you don't want more than that? We only got in like a case of it. Like, I was like, well, I mean, you should probably sell it to somebody else other than me, right? Like,
You bought 4 when I bought 2 more. Do you like it?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that I was going to see it because I live in, the state of Pennsylvania, and we only get about a third of what anybody else would get released into stores and stuff like that. So yeah, I was happy to come across it, and I like it.
Did that work?
I'm a turkey fan though, so.
Oh, I'm trying to screen share if something joined. It's probably just
Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, look at this bottle here. When he was talking about it having like a still or almost looks like a barrel blown inside the bottle.
Interesting.
What is that?
That's what we were just talking about, that 13th century.
Oh, 13th
so
century.
Josh was saying how there's a still blown inside the bottle, and this is what he's actually referring to, is that the shape is inside the bottle, literally.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So when is that released? Did it say?
Sounds like it's just something they do, small 30-gallon barrels. So it just must be something more local there in Colorado. Said it was expanding to a few markets like Nebraska, but doesn't sound like there's a big distribution on that one. So
yeah, 13th century Colorado Springs.
Giving us a little secret.
Are understated on the label. Cask strength bourbon is crazy good. Big proof numbers. Interesting. Huh. It's a 375.
Oh, I do. Now I'm scrolling down, Josh. I see the still inside of it too.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are crazy glasswork here. Ooh, and they got a bourbon cream. All right.
Bourbon cream. One more minute, guys. One more minute. We will close it. Close the giveaway, and then we can go ahead and do this. These giveaways, the Patreon giveaway, and then the sample giveaway as well. That Murray Hill Club is very good. I'm going to finish it. It's so good, I'm going to finish it. There we go.
So, if you guys could go do a pick anywhere on site of anything that's available right now, where would you go?
I would do JT Mellick.
Okay. I like that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I kind of agree with you.
Jeffrey.
Close to home, so.
We're on a list, Dan. We're on a list.
I'm gonna cheat and say I'd go Valentine for Pingree.
Really? Even now?
Huh?
Even now with it being their own stuff?
I don't know. I think I probably still would. Some of those picks have still been really good.
Yeah.
Not as good as the old stuff, but
man.
Command C.
That's tough. I don't know. I would. To be honest with you, I'd love to do a Jack Daniels. So that's kind of up on the list for sure. So love to do a Jack.
Yeah, Church Point.
Yeah, I'd love to do a Jack.
Hang out with Nancy, do a Still Austin.
Oh yeah. Just a
Ooh.
a few little things.
Actually, no. With you saying that, I am going to change my answer. I'm going to go Frey Ranch with Nancy.
If we do that, I have to bring Dana. I've been threatened, I guess would be the
Oh, that's funny. Go get us a JD right. I mean, I don't. Well, I don't really have a contact over there per se. I do. I have a good relationship with Jack Daniels, but I don't. I guess I can't say I don't. I've never tried to really reach out to them to see about a barrel pick, but I do know someone who's up there in Jack Daniels who I've spoke to, and they send me stuff to review and stuff. So I mean, I have a good relationship with them, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. I could always reach out to them and see if they have a contact. But
Corbin Cash would be fun too.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Bull Run. I love Bull Run.
Yes.
Bull Run.
Yes.
I would love a good pick of Bull Run, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, just buckle your little seatbelt in there, buddy.
All right.
that may be on the list of stuff to do this year. We'll see. I know EJ's probably like, ooh.
Yeah.
EJ's on the edge of his seat. When are they coming?
Oh,
EJ's
just hitting barn. Oh God, hitting barn. Whiskey Row did Jack Daniels Single Barrel rye, and it was excellent. Yep. Jack Daniels is fun. Blessed to do a pick. Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like if you do a Jack Daniels single barrel rye, you can pretty much just throw a dart at a barrel, and it's probably going to be pretty damn good.
More than likely.
I feel like that's the least. Like, I mean, if you went there and you got offered whatever 3 or 4 barrels to try through, it's not like you're not going to go, I won't take any of these.
Yeah.
Right? Jeff seems to disagree with me.
It was just purely bad luck. The first one I got my hands on felt like 3-4 years old, was not ready at all, and I didn't understand why it was a single barrel. Now, it wasn't a pick. It was just a single barrel, but it was the first one I found when it released, and I was so excited. And I came home with it, and I was depressed. And other people gave me samples to like pop me back up. Like, nope, it all didn't taste like that. Yours is just weird.
What's up, bud?
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, Joe.
Cheers, brother.
Hey, Joe.
All right, guys, let's get into this giveaway. What do you say?
You ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Let's do it. So I'm gonna do the Patreon giveaway first for the 2 bottles. One for last month, one for this month. So we'll start with that. So let me attempt to share the screen here. Whoopsies.
And we are no longer live.
We're not?
I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm just messing
Oh.
with you.
Got him.
It was the confidence and the let me attempt to.
Let me see if I can get this to share correctly here.
Got
This
it!
won't work.
Well played, Eric.
Screen. This one.
Yeah.
You guys see that?
Time. We cannot.
No? Okay. Let's try again. All right. Screen. Why? Why does
I
it
see
not?
it in the
Why can't
queue,
it show?
Dan.
You can click on it.
Well, I can't scroll down.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why. Okay. Maybe that's why.
I feel like this
I
makes
don't
people
see
appreciate the
anything that's-
giveaways so much more.
1 second. 1 second. I got this.
Yeah. The amount of effort it
The
takes to
it's
give
the
this shit away.
anticipation, man. Like,
Yeah.
There. You're good.
Nope. No longer. You were good.
we're good.
You were.
Where is it?
You undid whatever Ethan did.
Wait, you took it off.
Do it again, Ethan. There it is. Maybe. There it is.
All right.
Why is it not popping up for me? I don't understand.
Look at that. Look at that
This
wheel.
Yeah, we see it.
There we
You
go.
don't see it.
Good Lord. I can't see it on my end.
Can you spin it on yours?
I don't know why, but I don't see it at all.
So I think because you're sharing it, Dan, you just have to go on that other tab. And
I can
act
see it
like
on the
you
left.
can see it.
Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and randomize here. So this is going to be for the bottle of the original Smoke Eye Hill. This is a 93 proof, full bottle Smoke Eye Hill Blue Corn, barreled, aged, and bottled in Colorado. Obviously, it's MGP. This is the standard release, though. How many times we shuffling?
Once it's random, it's random.
All right. Once it's random, it's random.
You can't get any more random than random.
All right. Shuffled once.
Randomize it as many times as it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop or whatever.
Oh, one.
Here we go. This is for the bottle of Smoke Eye Hill standard release. Chris,
All right.
David. Christopher David wins the
nice.
Smoke Eye
Hey,
Hill.
cheers, Chris.
Congrats, Chris.
Cheers, Chris.
Let's remove him from that instance. And then here is the second giveaway. This is for the bottle of the Old Dominic. Once it is released, I will buy a bottle. Here we go. Who wins it?
Black Friday, gonna load up that cart.
Right. Mark Mark B.
B.
Cheers, Mark.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Wow. Mark B.
You're gonna love it, buddy.
All right. So
Yep.
Mark B has the Old Dom. Chris won the Smoke Eye. All right. Patreon giveaways are done. Charles, do you guys have a wheel on your end?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share it here.
How much do it?
All right, let me end my let me end that one.
Dusty.
So
You jinxed it,
laggy.
Eric. He's gonna end the stream. He's gonna
I
click
know.
something. You jinxed it.
Well, the only thing that I'm
Joe,
really
what you sipping on,
disappointed
man?
Some cigar blend.
Ooh.
Nice.
Which batch you got?
This is a different brand. 7-year copper
Is it the-
cask.
Oh, I got that too. Nice.
I knew.
All
you would.
right.
That's why I jumped on here.
Yeah, there we go.
Can everybody see?
All right, so
we can see.
we have what, four giveaways?
4 giveaways.
Well, four sample giveaways and then 1 bottle giveaway.
So 5 total.
So
right.
tell us what we're spinning for, Dan, and then if you would keep track of winners.
Yep. So we are going to go ahead and spin for the sample pack from Paul P.
All right, Paul P's MGP Extravaganza.
Ooh, that sounds
And
nice.
We'll shuffle it a couple of extra times just to be safe, and we'll spin it away.
Man, that's good.
Yeah. Dave.
Dave.
Hey,
Hey, Dave.
Congrats, Dave.
Congrats.
all right.
All right, so next we will do the sample pack of the Barrels for Hope samples, the NBC and the Knob Creek.
All right. Let's see.
EJ.
EJ.
Jay.
Congrats, EJ.
Nice. All right, so next is going to be the sample of the Disco Series 12 and the Old Dominic. Disco Series 12 and Old Dominic. Who's a go-to? Nick.
Nick. Cheers,
That's
Nick.
Congrats.
Congrats, Nick.
One more?
Let's go 12.
Two more.
Two more. One more sample pack.
And then the bottle.
Yep.
One more sample pack and then the bottle. Yep. So this one is for the Old Dominic and the Four Roses 2024.
All right.
Yeah, that's some hitter stuff.
Yep.
Let's see.
And guys, if there's something that you want to change out other than what you won sample wise, just let me know. If you already have it, let me know.
Randall.
Hey,
No. Randall wins the Old Dom and the Four Roses 2024. Again, guys, if there's something else sample-wise that you want, for those of you who won, just let me know. Message me, email me, Instagram, whatever, and let me know if there's something else that you want. All right, so let's get into the last giveaway. That is the Sonic Boom bottle. Full bottle of Sonic Boom.
Sonic
All right.
Boom.
Hopefully, y'all feel lucky.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Bottle of the Boom. Who's it going to?
Yeah.
Art
Go,
Sanchez.
go.
Congrats, Art.
Congrats, man.
Congrats, Art.
Good, brother.
Art Sanchez gets the Sonic Boom.
Heck yeah.
Sonic Boom.
Cheers, guys. Again, thank you all for the super chats, guys. Very much appreciated. And I hope you guys all have a great holiday, man. Great Thanksgiving with friends, family, whoever you're celebrating it with. If you're celebrating it, hope you guys all have a good one. Drink some good whiskey. Enjoy your times, guys.
What was that?
Enjoy
Jeff?
those times. They are short, my friends. They are short.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us, Dan. But
You guys
thanks
out of
for
here.
coming.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
Much appreciated, guys. I love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later this week. Have a good evening.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye,
Cheers.
Katie. Bye, Ethan.
Bye, guys.
So,
Cheers.
Let's do this.
He's on his knees.
He's
I
on
am.
his knees.
He's supposed to wait till after the baby cuts off.
Joe, how you been, bro?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah.
Just hanging, you know.
Hear you.
What did you just pour?
Saw a picture. You and the wife? You guys were out and about on the town the other night?
Yeah, last night we went to I don't know if you know California very well, but there's a festival of lights at in Riverside for they start right before Thanksgiving. I guess Saturday was the first night, but we were at our birthday party and then yesterday was her birthday, so we went just
Gotcha.
walking around looking at the lights and had a tamale. there's a famous tamale place.
It's been a while since I've been out there, man. That's for sure. Damn, long
It's
while.
right at the Mission Area Hotel, and they have like a bunch of little shops that kind of look hole in the wall, but they're actually nice inside. You know, nice little establishments, fancy.
Nice.
And they have a fancy tamale place that's really known out there. So stop there.
Nice, man.
Pretty good tamales.
Oh yeah. Can't go wrong with that, man. That's for sure. It's so funny. I have one place that is like 5 minutes from me, and it's kind of like a hole in the wall, but I swear to God, it's some of the best food. It's some of the best Mexican food I could find around here. So,
Yeah, those are the best places to find.
I swear it is, man. You're
little
absolutely right.
family establishments and stuff like that. They cook the best food.
Yep. Let me type my email in here real quick.
Oh, good. You saw that. I was about to let you know Dave was asking
Yes,
for that.
thank
email.
you.
What did you just pour, Jeff?
So because you pulled it out,
Oh shoot!
I got the Copper and Craft
Keep it
cigar blend in here, but I
Okay.
just bought today for the purpose of comparing to it, the OG,
Oh, okay, the
you know,
Joseph Magnus.
the
triple
$100, $85 Joseph Magnus, depending on what it is in your area.
case.
It's been a few years since I had this,
yeah.
and man, I'll tell you what, this thing is
Well, let me
for
taste
100
it.
proof. It is really good, man. I got a batch 389 right here.
Eric, you work tomorrow?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What time?
Well, I mean, I kind of make my own schedule, but nothing super early. But I'll be out of the house. I don't know, by 8 something and on the road. And but it's a slow time. It's right before Thanksgiving, so
Yeah.
I don't have anything too grueling.
Good.
As far as the day goes.
Very welcome, Nick. Cheers, buddy. Oh wow, the Ravens won, man.
What was the score?
How are you feeling going into that game next week, Dan, with the Eagles?
30,
you've got
30 to 23. I think we'll beat the Eagles.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's going to be interesting. You've got the number 1 and 2 running backs in the league. Number 1 being Saquon on the Eagles. Number 2 being Derrick Henry on the Ravens. And
yeah.
Then
they're both having an amazing year. So
they are. And then you're going against the number 1 defense in the league and the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to have a hard time stopping them, to be honest with you, because I mean, we've been exposed so much. We don't have the best secondary. I think we don't have the best anything right now, to be honest with you. I mean, we have a good offense, a really good offense, but best. But we've been exposed, man. There's been some teams that have really kind of opened up on us, and I'm sure they're going to copy their playbook and try to hand it to us in their version.
Yeah.
So,
but you're coming off of a loss against Pittsburgh, so like I feel like there's that you're kind of like fired up coming into that game, and the Eagles are they're on a 6 or 7 game win streak, but we're now down Brandon Graham. I don't know if Darius Slay, he was out on concussion, so I don't know if he plays that night or not. So I mean, there's some factors in there. Yeah, I mean,
given that those players would be out, their corner and Graham, Slay's good. He's a good corner, but
Darrell says Eagles by 10.
Eagles by 10.
I think
maybe. I mean, I don't. I think the Ravens are going to have a hard. I think they're going to have a hard time with that game. To be honest with you, man, it depends. I think here's the thing. I think it really depends on the Eagles team or the Ravens team that shows up. If we go into our playbook and go your basic 9 routes and all this basic play and nothing exotic, then I think we lose. We have to play exotic against them. We have to show them something that they haven't seen before. And I think we have the ability to do so. It's just a matter of us implementing that and actually doing it. So we'll see. I don't know.
The one thing I haven't looked at is do you know if it's in Baltimore or if it's at
it's in Baltimore. It's here at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's another factor though, because the Eagles just came off of the night game on the West Coast and everything.
Yes.
That's a lot of travel. I mean, Baltimore's not that far, but
I'm actually going to that game. I'm surprising my son. It's his birthday, December 1st. So I'm actually taking him to that game with his friend, and he doesn't know it yet. So it should be a lot of fun. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. He doesn't watch your live streams at 11:20, right?
He better not. He better not. There's a lot of other things you could be watching than Dusty Dan just talking bullshit. So I know he has before, but I don't think he better not be up right now. So 210.90. What's going on, man?
Todd,
Let's go out Lamar Jackson. Yeah, look, yeah, again. Stop by our tailgate. Ooh, what time are you guys? Well, I'll have 2 kids with me, so I can swing by, Todd. Just not sure. Well, let me know what time. Let me know what time. Oh my God, he's frying. Dude, Todd had. I'm going to be very honest with you. That was the best turkey I have ever had in my life. Yeah, hands down. Best turkey I've ever had was from him frying it in whatever he does there at the tailgate. That is the best turkey I've ever had in my life, by far.
2 turkeys, so that means all of us.
Now he's doing.
I swear to you, it is outstanding. There's a reason why crowds grow around him when it's done. I promise you, unreal. Best turkey I've ever had. We get there around 11. That's probably what time we'll get there. Maybe 11:30ish. We'll see, Todd. I'll text you. Joe, you getting to football?
It's his year.
My boys tried to lose this Sunday, but they accidentally pulled it out and won a game. An amazing run back, a 99-yard run back though.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. It was like Techno Bowl style little run.
Techno Bowl.
Pause, a little twirl, and then took off running. It was crazy.
Techno Bowl. That's funny.
Mm.
God, I remember those days, man. Brine it and fry it in peanut oil. Amazing. I'm telling you, I know it sounds so simple, but that is the best turkey I've ever tasted in my life, man. By far.
Yeah. You could tell Todd is not too modest. My turkey is amazing.
He gets serious when he's getting in there, though, man. I'm telling you. I've seen him do it twice, and I've tasted it twice, and I swear to God, it's the best turkey I've ever had.
Damn.
Yeah. Peter P says,
you tasted Todd's meat. That's what I'm hearing.
Joe, what's one of the better bottles that you've picked up recently? Standard release, single barrel. I know you got a shit ton of whiskey back there, so.
Man, well, I haven't really done any reviews. I've been kind of cutting back on reviews, just going every week, and I've been doing battles. I did Cheech and then like a 3 streak, and then last this Friday that just passed, I didn't go on. Battled ASMR Whiskey and some other, Rick. He started a new channel.
Yep.
And I'm dancing around it because there's just a lot of bottles that I haven't even opened, and it's hard. But for what I've tasted, I don't know if you've heard of the Uncle
Nearest?
Uncle Nearest, the 777 is
Yeah.
actually a pretty good bottle. It's pretty decent. Of course, everybody likes the Rebecca Creek. Ben Holiday's freaking amazing. I got both the Rick Houses and some other stuff from them. The Green River, I got the whole lineup, and then the Foolproof is my favorite out of the bunch.
Fuck yes, man. That bottle's good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bottle. Right now, that bottle is probably in my top 10. And again, I'm probably going to have a couple different, like, I'm not going to put any single barrels in my normal top 10, but like, I mean, if it came down to that, then that's, I mean.
But this is appears what's my 12 days before Christmas. And I still got to do like the overall. I haven't tasted it yet. I haven't popped any of these bottles. Overholt, the aged 11 years. I heard that's decent. The old Granddad 16, I heard is overrated, but I'm excited to taste it anyways. Cellar Age 2024. I still gotta do that one. A Found North pick from my guy Jazz down here. The Winter Reserve. Shanks. A Wheel Horse cigar blend.
Wheel Horse cigar blend. I've never heard of that.
One. The Angels Envy store pick that all the stores got. I guess it's not really a pick. All the stores got it, so that it's the sherry one, finished one that's going around. And then Heaven Hill Grain to Glass, the rye. Still haven't popped it. The Bardstown Weeded. I haven't popped that one. I heard it's really good. And a Weller and then the Baker 7. I'm kind of excited to taste. I like Baker 7. I like Jim
high rye
period. So the high rye, I haven't popped it, so I want to try that one. I haven't tried all the other ones, so I'm excited to try that one. I know there's mixed reviews on it, but still
Dave
excited.
Dave Vogelsang says, amazing that all of Joe's bottles cost $40. Yeah.
Couponing, man. You gotta
couponing. Todd, if I lived closer, I'd be there 100%. A little further than I would like to. Yeah. That would be cool, Darrell, if you could make it. Bo Jackson on offense was nasty. Mike Singletary and Ryan Allen on defense. It's a good time. Down there, Rams game tailgate with Chris Davis. Yeah. Yeah, those games are a lot of fun. Yeah. Jeff, what about you, man? What are you looking forward to coming out? What do you I know we all know the old Dominic. That's a goodie. But is there
Dominic? I mean, we got the Hard Truth after that, so we can't forget about
Truth is coming out.
Hard Truth.
That's gonna be December?
Yeah. Yep. As soon as they get back to me with some details, we'll get that link ready, and that one will go through Sealbach. So excited to try that apricot jam bomb again, man. That was good.
Yes, indeed. God, that was so good. We tried some really cool stuff that day. Now that I think about it, some really unique stuff at Hard Truth, man. They have some really cool stuff that they're doing, and I love that experimental side of stuff that they're doing is just it's awesome.
For those of you out there in Chatland, also early December, keep your eye out. Still Austin is releasing their cigar blend. Early December. So Total Wine is the one that is probably gonna be grabbing that one, and so if you have a Total Wine near you, check it out. I'm definitely gonna be. It's a little on the pricey side, but if you have coupons, you might get it for a discount.
Was it like 80? What was it, like $80?
Nah, I heard it's $1.50.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right.
From what I hear.
Yeah, that's a little up there for them.
Yeah. And it's,
so Bourbon Engineer says he's doing a top 3 value bourbons. What is it, Joe?
I believe it's a 6 or 7 year.
6 or 7 year cigar blend. I mean, that's pricey though.
Yeah. I mean most of their whiskeys are 3 years old, so I mean it's going to be something different, definitely.
And their single barrels are what, $70?
Yeah, right? About there.
75, 85.
Okay.
Around there. Pretty close.
Only doing top 3 value bourbons and top 3 single barrels for my list this year. I'm 8 single barrels into 1 shelf for 1 purchase. You were just saying, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, I kind of wanted to do mine separate because I didn't want to incorporate single barrels into this year's top 10 technically, but a lot of really good stuff out there, to be honest with you. I mean,
most of the stuff that is reviewed though has a time limit on it where if you don't buy it, it's gone.
Yep.
So I mean, for me, I think I think single barrels or picks and stuff like that is kind of the same thing. If you're not there to get it when it's available, it's going to be gone. So
It's gone. Yeah.
I don't know. That always gets me too, Joe. Like, I include single barrels.
Yeah.
At least I get some experience with like multiple single barrels. So the brands that we put in our list, we know that they got a lot of different barrels that are going around right now. So it's like, keep an eye on this particular brand. But if it only has 1,000 bottles in the release versus a single barrel, is it really any different? I don't know. I always debate that with these lists and the rules.
Yeah.
You know, how limited does it have to be before you put it in your list?
Because it's what you had and it's what you have in your collection. So it's like, I mean, it's not what Joe Schmo has in his collection. It's what you have in your collection. So if you value it and you really like it, I think it's unfair to not let people know that, hey, this is actually probably the best thing I tasted all year. You might not be able to get it. I'm sorry, but this is the best thing I tasted all year. So that next year, somebody might be like, jump on it and get to try it. Maybe they might get to try it, or they see it at a bar and they say, oh, this is Dusty Dan's favorite of the year. Or, Eric's, everybody's.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, I definitely see where you're coming from with the single barrels. That's so hard to narrow it down, man. There's so many like great standard release bottles, and then you get the single barrels. I mean, I would almost feel like the single barrel stuff that I tried this year is going to be better than some of those standard releases that come out. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely this year.
Yeah,
I think this year more than prior years.
You know,
I don't know if there's been a lot of standard releases that have really stood out.
The first year I did a top crazy stupid, a top stupid. I did like 50 bottles. And the following years I actually did blinds. So, you know, like I picked like what I thought might be my favorites of the year and then just put them in a blind, the top 10s, and just went with that. And whatever came out tops, then that was, you know.
You know, I will say, I think one distillery that, and this, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's low key, but not at all. One distillery like that really kind of put out some great shit without a lot of people saying stuff about it. Not a lot of people saying stuff about it, because some of the releases, yes, is Wild Turkey, right? The Russell's Reserve 15, the 13, the single Rick House, the non-chill filtered rare breed, the Wild Turkey 70th. Like, that's just those 5 are impressive. I mean, I mean, for me, the Russell's 15 is I don't want to say where it ranks on there. That's one of the best whiskeys I've had all year. I mean, by
wouldn't
far.
that fall under like what people wouldn't be able to get? But it's also a regular release. It's not a
correct. And you know, that's one of those things where it's really, in my opinion, it's kind of like what you're willing to spend, right? Like, I mean, it's not as allocated as some of the BTAC stuff, but I mean, it's just weird to think, right? Like, they put out that 15, the 13, the single Rick House, you know, that non-chill filtered rare breed, the 70th Wild Turkey. I mean, that right there is just from one distillery. Is 5 releases that are, I mean, fantastic.
Well, I had that issue last year because Hardin's Creek came out with 3 17 years. And then at the end of the year, they came out with a 17 and a half year, the 211 Jacob's Well. And I had all 4. And I'm like, well, I like them all. I really like them all. And so I just picked my favorite out of the 4 and put it into my top 10. I wasn't going to put all 4. You know, because they're basically the same whiskey, so it would be weird to do that. So,
yeah,
to me, I mean, if you want to put variations and stuff, I mean, you could always just pick your favorite out of the Russell's, you know, the Russell's line, and then the Turkey line. You know, you can always do that.
I mean, not only that, but you got those Russell's 10s that have the 15 year stuff left over in it, right? Like, I mean, just from an overall standpoint, from one distillery, all those releases, like. I mean, you can't really say that about a lot of other distilleries releasing stuff, right? Like, you look at Beam, they put out that 16 year, and they put out the reserves which I think I tried once at the meetup, but I don't have a bottle of it.
Is that what you're talking about?
The reserves,
That one's really good, yeah.
But I mean, just from that standpoint, right? Like, I mean, the Wild Turkey 70th, it's not like stellar, but it's in any kind of like in a certain kind of means, but like, yes, it's a great whiskey.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely elevated from that normal release, and then you go up from there. I mean, you talk about that 10-year, and then the single rickhouse, and the 13, and then the 15, and then, I mean, all in all, I mean, I just think Wild Turkey had a stellar year of putting shit out, man. Like,
and to your point, Dan, I think that like with Russell's Reserve like 15 or something like that, the average person has a pretty good chance of being able to hunt and find that, and probably at a decent price, as opposed to like when you're talking about like BTAC. Like, that's the kind of thing where like if a channel puts out, their top 10 list of the year, and 4 bottles are BTAC, and it's like, well, why are you ranking that? It's just like anybody that has a shot at that bottle at any type of reasonable price is buying it. So what's the point of ranking what's the best BTAC in that lineup? But Russell's
I mean, I was
not reasonable.
Yeah. And again, I was just kind of going off of just like one distillery that kind of really kind of stood out this year, right? And if you think about it, like, I mean, yes, you have your Heaven Hill, and they have their, their 20th and stuff, but like, I mean, everything from I'll say the lowest of low from Wild Turkey, which was their 70th, right? Technically, their 70th was like the lowest release that was different on their totem pole, going up to the 10-year, and then going up to the single rickhouse, and the 13, and then the 15. Like, all in all, across the spectrum of things, like, Wild Turkey really had an amazing year of releases, man. I mean, the non-chill filtered stuff that they're putting out, I mean, vastly different from what's put out over here. So
yeah, and even then, if you have the non-chill filtered, which is if you're talking about the Kentucky Spirit, or is it Kentucky? Not Kentucky Spirit.
It's the rare breed.
Rare breed. That's like, you have to like order that. It isn't easily found. So I mean, to me that's like just like a single barrel. Like, it's just one of those things. You have to either go overseas, or you have to know somebody, or you have to like. So it's a tough one to add to a list, but you should be able to, because that's what you tasted. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I mean, I was more saying, like, just from a like a distillery release standpoint, like, they've really put out some really cool shit this year, man. Like, for people to try.
Wild Turkey feels like it's a brand for the people. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't feel something where it's like BTAC, where like you're never gonna get it. You at least feel like with like Wild Turkey, like, you're gonna get some of it.
Yeah, I mean, Bourbon Engineer said Green River Foolproof might be the best value bourbon. I mean, on my live the other night, that's probably in my top 10. Not only for the flavor profile of it, but for the price point of it as well. I mean,
well, if we're talking value,
nowadays, like, where do you find that kind of flavor profile with that kind of price point? Like, it's hard to find. I mean, I love that Green River Foolproof.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's a great whiskey, man. Bourbon Engineer, I ordered one of the Elkwood Reserve last week from Bourbon Outfitters. That's that 15-year turkey / Buffalo Trace thing.
Yeah, Redwood Empire, 8 years floating around. Have you seen that, Jeff?
Which one?
So, actually, are you talking about the new Haystack Needles? I saw a new bottle.
New Haystack Needle. It's a lower age statement because they're not sourcing it. It's their whiskey.
It's their stuff though, and they're using the Haystack again. Okay, that's what I thought was happening. They changed the bottle design
instead of like 14. I have a Haystack that's a 14 or 12, or like upper.
Yeah.
then now the stuff that they're going to put out their haystacks are going to be their distillate. So it's grain to glass.
Going to be their own. That's interesting. I'm interested to try it, but I saw that label pop up again, and I was like, "Oh, I
Shape of
wonder
the
if
bottle
they
is different and everything.
reused it."
Yeah, the shape of the bottle is different too.
Yeah, it's got a different bottle shape to it too. Did it have like a pine cone kind of shape to it? I gotta look up that picture again, but it's got some. It's got some detail to it.
It does have.
Yeah.
It does have an embossing on it. I think, but it is like a man. I wish I could describe it. I'm trying to look for a bottle that looks kind of like it, but
Interesting topic on the haystack needle. How do we feel about brands re-releasing something under kind of a changed context where you had before a higher age statement, completely different whiskey that kind of made a name for itself within, our circles, and then re-releasing it at a later date under your own distillate, which is obviously always the plan, but at a lower age statement, and I'm sure the price isn't going to be any less. Is it kind of like, is that playing on some of the hype that those bottles got to sell it? Or, I guess until you taste it, you don't know.
Are you talking about Elijah Craig or some other brand?
No, the haystack needle.
The haystack. In general, it's the reuse of brands, especially when you sourced whiskey traditionally and then you replace it with your own distillate. Are you better to come up with a new brand or, reusing a brand that people knew and then putting your own stuff in it? Is that underhanded or not? It just depends
from a
on the
marketing
quality of it, though, right?
I don't think so, because there's a lot of there's a few places that still, they maintain that's their brand. It's not what's in the bottle, like it's just a brand name. And
I get from a marketing standpoint what the advantage is. For the consumer as the whiskey drinker, I guess is the way that I pose the question.
But that's why we got to do the research when we talk about it, and when we review it and stuff like that. We got to let everybody know, hey, this isn't MGP, this isn't Barton, this isn't whatever they sourced it from previous. This is actually their own stuff, so under their same brand. So that's why if you're buying whiskey blindly and it's really expensive, just because you heard that brand was good, you should also kind of research it too, just to make sure that you know what you're buying.
Yeah.
I'm on your side, Eric. I think it's dangerous. I think they're so good at marketing. Why reuse it? Like, just let it rest, kind of like New Riff let OKI rest and then sold it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But it seems like a lot of brands have been successful there. Right? I always think back to Old Scout. Like when Old Scout single barrel, they ran out of MGP, so they came out with Old Scout Select, and then it was the Dickel. And it was like I finally found an Old Scout at the store back in like 2018, 2019, and I bought it only to find out it was Dickel. And I was like, come on, man. I was supposed to pay attention to this one little red stripe across the exact same label. Like, that burned me hard.
Yeah.
But I do
That's
think
like what Eric did to me tonight in that blind. He put that Dickel Old Carter in there.
I should have slipped my Dickel in there.
I sent Ben Dickel a Blue Note Dickel, Blue Note Crossroads or something like that, and I was like, yeah, it's Dickel, and he's like, you tricked me, because when he first tasted it, he's like, man, you sent me some good whiskey, and all of a sudden when I tell him what it is, he's like, I hate you. It's like, why? You like it, like don't feel ashamed because you're drinking a brand that people talk about, bad about. That's
everything changes
when
it's blind, man. Yeah,
that's not what your taste buds just told you. Don't lie.
Yeah, everything changes when it's blind.
Yeah,
Yep.
I feel like in a blend, that's a different scenario when you put Dickel in a blend then versus like it's just 100% Dickel.
Again, that Old Carter. That Old Carter, I said there was fruity notes to it, but I didn't I didn't pick out that it was Dickel. You know, I mean, whether that was in a blind with 4 other whiskeys with it, it's hard to say. But Joe, I got to get you to do this Price is Right thing. Jeff, you too, man. That'll be fun.
Jeff would be good at it. I know he would.
Anytime.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I know not a lot of people responded to it in the chat, but I'd like to get both you guys on and do that. That'd be a lot of fun. It's difficult, man. It's I think unless you really have a $30 whiskey that is
I can name a few.
higher proof to where it's really going to kind of throw you off. It may be easy to pick out, maybe. Eric and I both picked out that $30 whiskey. So, again, unless you have something that's really going to kind of change profiles on you, or that's higher proof than 100. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shit ton of whiskey out there. So
yeah.
After doing all these reviews for so long now, and I log everything in an Excel spreadsheet so I can plot price versus score. Those aren't related at all. Once you hit a certain price point around 65, the average score at any price point turns into the exact same thing because there's just good whiskey everywhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the whiskey that he sent me, it was good. It was good whiskey. You could just tell it was low proof. You know what I mean? And same thing with him. I sent him the Evan Williams 1783 Heroes edition, and he said a great flavor profile. Yeah. He had the bottle, but you could tell by the lower proof that it was just not not something else. So
that's usually the differentiator, right? You got to pay up to what? 45 probably at a min to get to barrel strength on most brands. So that's where the differentiation starts.
I battled ADHD whiskey on the channel, and his favorite whiskey was a Dickel whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it a high age single barrel?
Yeah, it wasn't a single. Well, is it a single barrel? I take it back. Never mind. I thought, because I have 2 different ones. One's all Canadian, one's Dickel, and I sent him the Canadian one. But it was a really low proof one, which was like 86 proof. And never mind. Scratch everything I just said.
I'm still talking about the Dickel. You're like, I gotta defend this Dickel to the day I die.
There's a Dickel on my brain.
Eskewy says 17-year-old Dickel is good. Had it blind. A Crow went in and knew what it was.
Now that price they're charging is way out of pocket. They're a little crazy on those 17 and 18 years that they came out with. They're like, there's no way I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you get a pick of the Dickel 15 year, it could be up to 17 years already. So why would you pay $250 when you could pay $60?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Prescription bourbon, man. Cheers. Good to see you, bud.
Cheers, GNC.
No, I agree.
I do have to take off. It's reaching my witching hour here, but man,
I know. I'm
really cool hanging out with you guys
too,
tonight.
man. Yeah. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thanks for hopping on, man. And like I said, guys, if those of you out there, Old Dominic dropping on Friday. Old Dominic single barrel picked by Hello Again Whiskey Friends, Mash and Drum, Drifting Drams, and myself. Fantastic higher rye release, guys. 8 years, 111 proof, 52% corn, 44% rye, and then 4% malted barley. For me, raspberry, blueberry notes, apricot in the front, sweet oak, some of that spiciness coming through. Great 8-year.
Is that sourced or is that their stuff?
MGP. This is the last of the MGP barrels. So JH says, what blows my mind is $249 for the 17-year-old Dickel at 90 proof when you can get an 18-year-old single barrel, 104 proof for $67.
Yeah. Ain't going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, y'all. It is almost 12 o'clock. cheers to everyone out there, guys. Thank you all for the super chats. I'll be getting these samples out to you here probably right after Thanksgiving. I'll probably get them bottled up before. I probably won't get them out until after. But thank you all again for the super chats. Thanks for tuning in tonight, guys. Had a lot of fun. Eric, thank you so much for doing this with me, man. Jeff, Joe, thanks for hanging out here late tonight, guys. Cheers to y'all. We'll see y'all next time. Have a happy Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy it with friends and family, y'all. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers all.
See y'all.
Later.